All right, bingo. There we go, baby. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, gang. Dante here. Glad to be back with you. You guys know what today is? It's Expert Friday. That means in just a short hour, we get to have lunch with Russell Brunson himself, my favorite day of the week. This is going to be a blast. I already heard from Russell. He is jacked up, excited to get here, get back with his experts, help us with our expert offers. So this is going to be awesome. Excuse me. So, just a quick reminder for this session and how it works. Today, being Expert Friday, the main focus is on expert related questions. If you have ecom questions, I'm really glad to have you here. This is a great place for you to be for this time. We're going to leave ecom questions until the end. If we have any time before Russell comes on at 12 o'clock Eastern, which it's currently 11:03 Eastern, so in 57 minutes, Russell's going to come up with us. If we have time before Russell, sure, we can dabble in some e-commerce questions, but Fridays are a main focus of expert. Tuesdays are a main focus of e-commerce because Tuesdays are trade days. So let's get right into it, gang. Expert questions, welcome all and many. I see Amanda's hand up, Sonia and Pamela. If any experts are here and need to have their questions answered, please just raise your hand in Zoom. At the bottom of Zoom, you're going to see a little heart. That little heart says react. And go ahead and click on that, and then it'll pop up, and you can click the little button that says raise hand. All experts, raise your hands. Let's get you over your hurdles. Let's get us set up for success when Russell comes so we can ask the real questions to the real man himself. Let's get it cracking, though, gang. Sonia's going to be first. Good morning, Sonia.
Hi, Dante. Hi.
Hey, hey.
I have a question to blogs because I'm a bit confused. I don't know exactly how it works, how to use it. And my question is, if I create a blog and another blog and another, will there be a main page will the system create this main page where you can pick the different posts or blogs by itself, or do I have to do that? Do you know what I mean, where I'm coming from?
Yes, I do know what you mean. It's a great question, Sonia. In each blogs are dynamic in ClickFunnels. So basically, when you create your blog in your site, you can then link that blog to anywhere in your ClickFunnels account. It's all through
Okay.
it's all through dynamic elements. Let me show
Oh,
you.
so I choose the dynamic elements then.
There we go. This will make a lot more sense once I hop in here and show you. So I don't think I have a blog created, but let me do this and show you. Cool, bingo. All right, so here we go. We have our blog, we have our example article. So once you have your blogs created, your blogs are dynamic in your ClickFunnels account. That means I can go to my funnels. I can also do this if I go to my site pages. We can do the same thing. So if you want to have certain pages that have certain blogs on them, you absolutely can do that as well. But let's hop over to, come on, Wi-Fi, don't fail me now, especially on a Friday. Hmm.
It's like in the
Okay, beautiful.
90s. Okay, okay.
So once we hop into the editor,
Ah,
all right, let's just add a quick row, one column, and now we're going to have, if we scroll down, you have a whole blog section where you can now put down blog elements, and these elements are dynamic. So when you put down the blog name, this is a dynamic element. When you go in here to the element, you can do all of your edits. You can do everything. You can set up your redirects. This is how you would play the game. You'd come here, you add your element again, scroll down to your, where'd you go? There we go. We're going to go down to our blog, and then you can also put the link of your blog inside your categories. You can put the link to your blog categories. And then right here is where you can see the dynamic, how it works. You put your blog as a category, and then everything that you have on your blog automatically pulls into this element. You'll see empty content won't render. So that just means if you don't have a blog, then it's not going to show up. But when you're blogging, you want to use your dynamic blog elements, which are, again, just to show, oops, a little too far, right here. It's the blog section. You'll see they look a little bit different as well. You use these, and then you can put your blogs anywhere in your account, in your funnels, in your pages. You can put them anywhere that you need. Does that kind of make sense?
It does, yeah. I would like to do this for recipes, so I have an index with all the recipes, and then people can click on them and can go directly into the recipe they choose they want to make or look at. So that would work, right? With a blog.
Absolutely. 100%. Blog categories
Okay.
will work beautifully for that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I give it a try. I need to figure out exactly how it works, but I can do that. All
So
right,
here is what
cool.
I want to show you too, Sonia. And every time, this is the best way to learn ClickFunnels. It's how I learned it years ago. It's still the best way today, I promise. So you can go click help, and then our help docs show up. Go right down here to your knowledge base, and then you can either search, or down here we have a ton of great tiles that have everything. Like your blog is in your site category, so you can click site, and then you'll see all of the articles related to anything inside of that. Like you can see here, we have our blog, and now there's 7 articles all about your blogs and display and organize posts. Yup. So this is what I would recommend you do, Sonia. Go do the thing. If you do hit a hurdle, just go to the help, go to the knowledge base. I can even link this in the chat for you. It'll just make life a little bit easier. You can keep this on hand. Bingo. There we go. This is 100% the best way to learn ClickFunnels, Sonia. It's simple. You do this one time, and forevermore, you know exactly what you're doing.
Okay, all right. We'll go there then, yeah. Cool.
Bingo.
Perfect. Yeah.
What other
So
questions?
no, I just want to thank you because today is the last day and I have to take a break. And it was great. Russell is great. Ben, give a quick shout out to Ben. I love his videos, and you're doing a great job too. So I think in the last 4 weeks I moved the needle more than in the last year, and I learned a lot, and I'm happy I've done that, and I will come back as soon as possible.
Awesome. I love that, Sonia. The best thing you can do, it's so common people take a break. Take a couple weeks. Go implement all the things you've learned. Go do the thing on your own. You're going to get really far. And then if you need more help, yeah, come on back. We'll coach you through those next 30 days, get you over more hurdles, and you're doing big things. It's amazing. I'm really glad you
Yeah.
enjoyed this.
Yeah, thank you. I that was the plan actually. Yeah, so I'm implementing everything now, and then I see how it goes, and then there will definitely be more questions, and I will definitely need help again, and then I'll definitely back here. It is
That
the best
sounds
training. I did marketing trainings before, and this is for me really the best training I've ever done so far.
I love to hear that, Sonia. It's amazing. Thanks for being with us.
Right.
All right. Yeah, this is always a sad day too. Man, I forget about these days. I've had you guys all in one group forever and nobody ever had to leave. I forgot all about this. Man. Let's hop back over to Pamela. Hey, Pamela.
Hey there, Dante. Oh, you can see me and hear me, I think.
It,
Can you
it
hear me?
looks like I can. We'll see. We'll give it 2 more
Oh,
seconds, but I think we're rocking today.
okay, if I can share my screen, please.
Yes, absolutely. I think you're gonna have to just ask permission and then I can give it right to
Yeah,
you.
folks disabled. Uh,
You should be able to say ask for permissions.
it says host disabled participant screen sharing. Okay. When I click share, is that where I'm
Yep.
going?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, there it is now. Okay. Awesome. Here we are. Okay, so
Lovely.
you told me.
Oh my goodness, Pamela just did it. That's wild. That is wild.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
I can.
Ah, okay. So, on Wednesday, I said I would launch either yesterday or today. Well, it didn't happen yesterday. I'm trying to make it happen today.
Yep.
And you told me to add PayPal, and I did the payments AI, but they got back to me and told me that because I had not connected it. Can you hear me still?
Yes, I can.
Okay, because my screen just went totally black. So oh goodness.
Oh no.
So anyway, they told me that because it's connected to my website and not my ClickFunnels, I would have to share my ClickFunnels link for them to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? With Payments AI.
Payments AI should be connected to your account.
Right, but they said that I guess the website that I have in there is my website and not my ClickFunnels.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I sent them the link to the ClickFunnels, so hopefully that's it. Or does it have to be live first before they connect it?
No, you're perfectly fine. You sent them a funnel link. Even if it's in test mode, it's live. It has your domain on it, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, you're perfectly fine then. You sent them the funnel, that will get tacked on, then they can enable your account.
Okay, great, great. And then in terms of, and you just helped me
Mhm.
with the help button. So I probably will be able to do it from there, but just to ask you quickly about the PayPal and the Stripe. With Stripe, I was going to show you, but now my screen is totally black and I can't get back to you.
I'm
Uh,
actually still seeing your screen, so I'm going to stop your screen share really quick. That should have reset your screen. Wow. Okay, that took a minute. I think, yeah, I think I know what's happening. Did it reset back to Zoom?
I can't see anything. It's totally black. I
Your
can't
entire,
even,
your
my
whole
entire
screen, huh?
screen is black. Yeah, I can't even see you. I'm just talking.
Interesting. Turn your brightness up on your screen. Let's see if that does anything.
Um, okay, that's another great, a great thing to be able to do, and I don't even know where to go to do that. Um,
It
right,
should be on the top of your keyboard.
top of
What kind of
keyboard.
computer do you have?
It is a gaming computer.
Okay,
One
beautiful. So it'll probably be later on in your Fs, maybe like
Ryzen
F7, 8, or 9, and it should have it should have like an icon for brightness.
for
Maybe it shows
brightness.
like a sun.
Okay, yeah, I see that, but nothing's happening.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. But my question was, do I just add the PayPal app? Is that what I have to do to add the PayPal?
Yes, you actually do it inside of Payments AI in your Payments AI account, just like you connected. Did you connect Stripe to your Payments AI?
I thought I did, but I'm not sure.
When you log into Payments AI, as soon as you log in, on the right-hand side, it'll show you your connected payment gateways. And
Okay,
that's where you'll see it. You'll see Stripe with a green check, and you just need to see PayPal with a green check as well. Once you have that
okay,
in Payments AI, green checks on PayPal, and then
yes.
you can enable
Ah,
it in your ClickFunnels account.
okay, all right, you came back.
Hey,
Okay,
there we are.
okay, all right, so that sounds good. That sounds good. So that's where I am. Thank you so very much for everything. And so if we are looking to get back into for another 30 days or so, so do we pay another $100 and then we do that, or how does that work?
That's exactly right, Pamela. You're
Okay.
welcome to go right into another OFA if you want, or you're welcome to take a couple weeks and do the thing on your own. There's no
Okay.
right or wrong answer. It's whatever works out best for you. But then, yes, all you have to do is go to onefunnelaway.com and you're going to
Uh-huh.
buy another VIP, and then you can
Got it.
choose your date in the future. Like the next three that I see immediately is May 12th, May 19th, and May 26th. You'll
Got it.
start on whichever date you choose to start on, and we have another 30 days together.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Dante, you have been such a blessing, and I just can't say enough. I don't want to take up more time to do that, but just know that you are truly appreciated and you are masterful and gifted. God has truly blessed you, and I'm so appreciative of that, of you sharing your blessing. Thank you.
You're more than welcome, Pamela. Thank you for those kind words. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. It was awesome.
All right. God bless everyone.
Okay. Kimberly is next. Hey, Kimberly.
Hey there.
How are
Good
we?
morning. I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm amazing, except I don't get to see my friends next week, but that's okay. Besides that, I'm amazing.
You'll see me again. I will sign up for another VIP session. But yes, I echo those sentiments. This has been so very instructive and helpful
Awesome.
for me. So may I show you my funnel? I've
Yes,
made some progress here.
that is what we love to hear.
Okay. Ready for me to share?
I'm ready for Eddie.
All right. Okay, can I get a screen check?
Bingo.
Fantastic. All right. So Dante, I have taken your advice. I wanted you to take a look at it. This is my, you see it up here, two-step order form, calling
Yep.
out my dream customer, updated
Yes.
my headlines to really try to nail it down. I am in the process of developing a video, and I've accepted the fact that I need to present myself as an expert. So thank you for that. It took me a little
Mm.
time, but I'm coachable.
Yes,
So
you are.
so I'm going to open it up with introduction, basically a demo of what the app is, show some screens, get it together and put it on AI so I can
Nice.
develop the video. So that's going to go there. That's in the works now. This is what I wanted to ask you about. I realized that I needed to add another dimension for payment. So, and thank you for the 14-day trial offer. I incorporated that. The app is $47 a month. I'm trying to gear people to purchase a year because then it will be $23 a month. So I added this product. I put my little payment cards in here. I think everything is right here. But you tell me what you see.
Cool. What I'm seeing is actually opposite. This looks to me
Okay.
like if I use a Visa, I can get a
Mhm.
14-day trial. If I use a
Ah,
MasterCard, I can get monthly. If I use PayPal, I can get yearly. So all you
okay.
need to do
Mm-hmm.
is scrunch those credit cards together.
Okay.
And then you can put down below,
Uh-huh.
you can put the options down below. So like
Okay.
credit cards should be much more mashed together. The
Okay.
trial, monthly, yearly, those should move down a little bit and they should have a headline above them. So
Mhm.
it should go credit card statements squinched together. Headline that says plan options and or something
Ah,
along those lines. And then
okay.
below plan options, then we
Mhm.
have our three options.
Okay, got it. Thank you for
Cool.
that. I will
You got
definitely
it.
do that.
Also, after we do that, it should be plan options, and then you should put above each option option one, option two, option three. That way, it's just clearly, definitively, these are the options that you have. Nobody will get confused.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. Okay, let me
Absolutely.
scroll down. And I put scroll in here so I can take them to the top for payment, right?
Beautiful.
Okay. And in terms of the
I would
image,
change. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at your headline there. Looking for a
yes.
job, frustrating, isn't it? I wonder if we could enter more of a dinner table conversation with our headline. And
Okay.
that would be changing it to like have I shared with you dinner table conversation, Kimberly?
You have, yes.
Okay, beautiful. That's everything. We want people when they look at these headlines, when they see the big words we're saying, we want to speak the things that they're thinking and saying right now. So instead of looking for a job, frustrating, isn't it? We could instead say, are you tired of watching your friends get their dream jobs? Are your friends getting dream jobs, but you're left behind? Are you spending more than 40? Are you tired of working more than 40 hours a week to find a job, right? Are you sacrificing more family time now looking for a job than when you had a job? Things like that. That's more what we want. Instead of asking a question like we are, and customers kind of have to put themselves in that place, we can have a headline that shows we know exactly we know exactly what they're going through. It'll be so much stronger.
Okay, cool. I will do that.
Nice.
And in terms of the images, I went back to look for people who look frustrated, who are
Yup.
not unhappy.
Yup.
I have my pain points here.
Yup.
Okay. Another CTA. And then
Uh-huh.
here, these are just the ClickFunnels ads. I'm going to put images of the app here, but I've
Yup.
broken it down so you can see. Oh, let me save this. So you can see what you get for the app. Now, any other comments there?
I don't know that we need doom scrolling in the funnel
Oh,
just above.
okay. All right.
It it just kind of hit out of nowhere. We're talking all about them getting jobs and being frustrated and wasting their time. Now, I'm not saying you have to take this out immediately. You can split test this, Kimberly. And when you run
Okay.
your split test your headline. You're above the fold as that's most important. But then on your other split test, take out doom scrolling. And you can
Okay.
watch clarity recordings, watch your conversions, and see if that's making any sort of a difference. But for me, it just kind of was like out of the blue. And I don't hate it because we hear so much about doom scrolling nowadays, don't we?
Mhm. Yes, we do.
So it's a great way to align with noise that's already in the marketplace. But I'd want to see if doom scrolling is going to be here, that's what I'd want to see the crux of your marketing message be about. How doom scrolling for jobs is killing your chances. But that's
Okay.
not your headline, that's not your angle,
It's
that's
not.
not how you're positioning. So this feels out of place to me, and it feels like it's putting me down a different tangent, and a confused mind always says no.
Okay. Very good. So is it the headline and the content or just the headline?
I think it's really just the headline because
Okay.
your body is, where you laid off through the riff. Shareholders profit over, yeah. You could face, of course, you could face one of these scenarios at any point in your career. Bottom line up front, bluff, I love that. It's not when will it happen, but what are you going to do about it when it does? Um, and this is more speaking from what I'm seeing. This is really talking about more of somebody who's already in employed. Is that right?
Well, I'm trying to tackle both of them. So you could be an FTE and you suddenly lose your job. You could be an FTE and you're looking for another place to land, a freelancer or a consultant, management consultant.
Oh, yes. Okay, great time to talk about this. Great stuff, Kimberly. I love what you're doing here because it's what every single human in the world does. We try and get everybody, right? You're like, if I'm going to cast a net, I want to cast a net that's going to get as many fish in my net as possible. So you put this in here to try and get all your fish. But think about your dream customer. Your dream customer, in my opinion, is going to see this and it's going to be off message. You're now talking to people who have jobs. You're now talking about all the different scenarios. But remember, a funnel is a one-track mindset for one customer to make one decision, and that's all. I think your funnel will be far stronger if you only spoke to people who are currently unemployed, because that's your main target for this funnel, correct?
Correct.
For you to get somebody who is currently employed to want to look into different jobs or to set themselves up for when the inevitable does happen, that's an entirely different message. You're going to have different ads. You're going to have a different funnel that's speaking to that customer. But in trying to speak to everyone, we typically speak to absolutely no one. And this is a beautiful case of that, Kimberly. You can have this here, but only have it for your
Okay.
dream customer, the one who currently does not have a job. Then you can introduce the doom scrolling and how they're doom scrolling for jobs. And just like in their life, doom scrolling gives them no benefit. In their career, doom scrolling also gives them no benefit, right? But we're not going to introduce any other customers. We're not going to introduce any other talking points or anything. We're only going to deal with people who are currently unemployed and need to
Okay.
get a job.
Okay, perfect. So I need to adjust this.
Well,
I'm
no,
just
no, 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 no. Oh, to what? What were you going to put there?
unemployed people.
There, yes, beautiful, Kimberly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making a note for myself so I won't forget. Thank you for this, Dante. This helps crystallize everything. All
Awesome.
right. Okay, so can we take a quick look? Oh, cancel, save, always save.
Always save. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. So now let me. Oh, it looks like I got stuck here. What happened?
It's okay. Click your two-step order form on the left-hand side, or you can
Okay.
exit. That works as well.
Okay. I wanted to show you, I was building out the upsell offer, spending
Hmm.
some time on that just quickly. So my upsell is something that I'm calling the Career Resilience Toolkit.
Mm.
So just thinking, what is the next thing an unemployed person would look to do? You need to have a career strategy. What are you going to do um, now that you are laid off? So that is my top customer here.
So, career strategy, meaning you'll give them career consulting. Like, do you want to go into the same position with different companies, or is it time to change what we're doing? Is that correct?
Uh, Encouraging them to change their approach to the job hunt itself.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then here are elements of the package that I want to share with them.
This
What are your
feels like a
thoughts
lot
there?
of work. Great question. This feels like a lot of work to me, Kimberly.
What
These
do you
all
mean?
go back down to your stack.
Okay.
As I'm looking at this, all of this looks like work, things I have to do. These all look to me like ebooks. The icons to the
Um,
left, every single thing looks like an ebook, and it looks like information I'm going to have to read. And it also
yes.
looks like I'm going to have to make these decisions. So, 4 job search strategies: push through the noise out there on the internet and do these 4 things first to excel in your job search. Don't pass go without this resource. Interview prep, networking on social sites, finding the hidden job market. The gems in this ebook will help you position yourself as the winning candidate. Use these prompts on your favorite AI tools to create resumes, do industry research, brush up on salary negotiation, and more. So, this is a lot of work then. This is all assets, resources you would give to a customer,
Correct.
and they would do the work.
Yes.
Cool. That's perfectly fine. We can definitely do that. Uh, so this would be okay. So this would be more of like a done with you offer then, Kimberly, because what are you going to do when somebody buys this? What happens? You give them all the resource and assets, and they're going to go do the training, read the books, learn the information, and then they're going to get on a call with you, and you're going to help them implement all of it. Is that about right?
I'm going to give them access to download this information. Only one is an ebook. The rest are 1 or 2 page PDFs that they can just read. No call involved with me at the moment. That is something that I'm iterating for the next version of this app.
Yeah, beautiful. The next upsell. So this would be like a do-it-yourself, a
Correct.
DIY offer. Remember the
You're absolutely
hierarchy.
right.
Cool. So remember the hierarchy of offers. We have DIY, do it yourself. That's level 1. And
Okay.
that's like this step of the value ladder. They get the app. And then so they can do the do it yourself version, which is just you
Ah,
give them the assets and the resources and they do it themselves. Then we have the done
okay.
with you version. And this is
Mm,
beautiful for you because now you can do it with them, right?
okay.
Maybe you have 2 calls or something. A lot of times in done with you, we try and do group coaching. And this would
Yep.
be like almost like a challenge, if you will, where they can come through, read your stuff, and then you're going to have open sessions where you answer questions, do the exact same thing I'm doing here. You do it as the expert of your material.
Mhm.
And that's it. It's same assets, same resources, but now they get access to you in a group coaching setting where now they can get their questions answered. You can help them create amazing resumes, interviews, all that stuff. Then, so we have do it yourself, DIY, then done with you, DWY. Then the top offer, the most expensive offer is DFY, done for you. And that's like one-on-one coaching where you don't even give those people, you can give them the assets and the resources, of course, but done for you is going to be more like you send them a questionnaire, they fill out the questionnaire, and then you go use the GPT prompts to make the resume. You make
Okay.
their interview prep pack. You work with them and ask them the mock interview questions to help them prepare and give them coaching. Does that all make sense?
It does. So it sounds like what you're saying is for my very first offer, I need to repackage it and rephrase it as do it yourself because that's what it lends itself to at the moment.
You don't have to. That's more of like back end marketing messaging that we talk about as owners. To your customers, you don't have to say do it yourself.
Okay.
You just take them through the upsells. You know, they
Okay.
buy this upsell, and then after this, you take them to Done With You. Hey, would you like to join the group coaching program where
Got
you
it.
and a bunch
Okay.
of other like-minded colleagues will take this information and we're going to do it together over a week, a 2-week period. They go right to that. If they say yes to that, then cool. They're done purchasing. They bought the Done With You. If they say no to that, you take them to the other upsell. It's like, hey, okay, group coaching is not your thing. I get it. Would you like personal one-on-one hand holding where I'm going to help
Yes.
you do all of this? You don't have to do anything. Answer my questions. I set it all up for you and I help you prep.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. I think that's it for me. You've been so helpful. Thank you so much. I really
Yes.
appreciate everything.
You got it, Kimberly. You're right on track. Great offer.
Thank you. All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Is this your last week with us too, Kimberly?
It's my last week in this VIP session. Yes.
Cool.
But you'll see me again. Don't
I
worry.
will
I'm going to
very
take some
much look
time.
forward to that.
All right. Thank
That
you,
sounds
Dante.
great. You got it. Hey, if anything comes up along the way too, for any of you guys, shoot me a Facebook message. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. It's pretty slow right now, so I have a little bit of time. I don't want to leave anybody hanging out. I'll be excited to see everybody in the future, but we're here to do big things. Great job, Kimberly. Let's go over to Christopher. Hey, man.
Oh, hey Dante.
Hey, man.
So it's just just to give you an update, but more so to jump on that ship with everybody and say glad to be with everybody. Sad that today's our last day, and it has been, yes, a push, made some progress. Just want to thank you and everybody for coming out every day and doing that thing. So last night I ran my webinar. I'm now checking it's the 9th week in a row. And we were chatting yesterday. It's not exactly the thing I want to do. But 6 persons signed up, 5 showed up and they stayed to the end, but nobody bought as usual. All right. So I guess and we were talking. I said maybe I should scrap that entire thing. That's not what I came out to do, and actually do the presentation, prepare a presentation along using the template that we were given, prepare the what I actually want to do and start running those. All right, so just to give you feedback and just say thanks and we'll see how it goes. Someone just mentioned, yes, we're in the VIP, but to my understanding, can we continue as not VIPs? We just on the side. Is that possible?
Yes, 100% you can, Christopher. I have the main OFA community that's available to everybody. You can stay in that main community, ask questions there, and I stream all of this into the community. So if you stay as a general admission, a normal OFA, the only difference is you don't get access to these sessions. You can watch, but you can't be in there, and you're not going to get the level of hand holding that you get as a VIP.
All right, awesome. So maybe I'll do some my work on my own, and I'm thinking like every other month, jump back in, do some work, jump back in, stuff like that. So awesome. Thanks so much.
I love that idea, Christopher. I love that.
Yeah. So again, thanks so much, and yeah, I'll be around, and hopefully we continue again. You were
Cool.
probably sharing something, maybe an accountability group. I'm considering if having an accountability partner. All right, we'll see how it goes. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
On you creating an accountability group or
No,
me creating one?
you were saying that you wanted to start something like that. Yeah.
Yes, I haven't figured out all the logistics to it because I have zero free time from 9 to 6 right now. So I'm having a lot of conversations in the back end trying to figure out the next year and what we're gonna do and how we're gonna pivot. So I don't have an answer on that in the future right now, but it definitely is something that I want to do. It'd be fantastic, I think, for everybody.
Awesome. So take care, and we'll chat again soon.
That sounds amazing, Christopher. I'm looking forward to it. Great job, man. All right, let's hop over to Tony. Hey, Tony.
Well, Dante, unfortunately, you're stuck with me a couple more weeks.
Bingo. Love that.
So I wanted to put PayPal on my funnel. It
Yeah.
is connected in Payment AI, but it's still not
Nice.
showing up on my funnel.
Okay. If you can share your screen, let's go take a look.
Yeah. What would you like me to share, my funnel or?
Yeah, just share your ClickFunnels account.
Okay. It never shows up on here.
Actually, you know what, Tony? I can do it so much faster. Watch this. Let me go like this and like this. Okay, and we're on a blog. So let's go back to my account. Yes. All you have to do, now that you have it hooked up in Payments AI, you did the tough part. We're going to go to our workspace settings, bottom left.
Okay.
Then we're going to scroll down just a skosh, and here we have our payment settings. Here is where you're going to turn it on. I do not have Apple Pay showing up here because in this account, PayPal, I don't have PayPal showing up because in this account, I have not connected Payments AI and PayPal together. Once you do, which you already have, you'll see PayPal enabled here as a toggle. Simply toggle it on.
I'm sorry. I'm a little behind you there because I lost you there for a second. So I went into the workspace and then where do we go?
And then right here in your general tab.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you're just going to stick here in general, and
Yep.
then it takes you right here. Just scroll down a little bit, payment settings, and then you should see a PayPal toggle.
Yes, and it's on.
And it's on.
Yep.
Great. So from there, I believe we just go to our funnel, and let me see. Oops, I don't think it's here. It actually might be there. Go check your funnel settings for me. Did you see how I got there?
Just go to the particular funnel. Yep.
Yep, go to that funnel. To the right, we have a settings button.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry. I went too far.
No problems.
Okay.
And then you should see down here.
It's not on there.
And okay, so there is PayPal. We turn that on. Now we're rocking and rolling. You get to choose, Tony. PayPal is now in your ClickFunnels account, but funnel by funnel, you get to choose what payment methods are accepted.
Gotcha. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, that's one down. I'm not sure exactly how to do a split test. Can you show me how to do that with my
Oh yeah. Can you share your screen? I want to do that one in your account.
yeah, hopefully I can. All right, things are freezing up here.
Yeah, Zoom must be having a little bit of an issue today. It's happening for everybody. Beautiful. I got you now.
Okay.
So let's go to whichever funnel you want to make your split test in. Lovely. All right, so let me show it to you this way, Tony. If you click that little plus below your webinar registration page, yep, we could add, and you'll see on the right-hand side, a split test option. There we go. And now you have split test, your last option at the bottom. But I don't love to use this way. I just wanted to show you that it's here. If you want to split test a specific page, I'm a much bigger fan of doing it this way. Click on your funnel just to get out of those settings. You can actually click anywhere on your builder page or the X. That works as well.
Oh.
Yep, beautiful. We'll click in. All right, now I want you to click the 3 dots on your webinar registration. Beautiful. And then split test page. We're going to split test this exact page. And the reason I like to do it this way is once you click that.
Yeah, it's working slow.
Oh yeah, Zoom is definitely having a hiccup today.
Yeah, big time.
Duplicate, the right option. Bingo. Perfect. Now you have 2 exact duplicates, and you understand science really well. When we're testing things, we have a control, your left, a variation, your right. So the left one you don't touch. The right one is where you make your edits and start running your tests.
Okay.
Last thing we need to know is how to direct our traffic. So I like to call this URL up top the funnel URL. Whenever you're running traffic, whether you're making a Facebook ad, putting links in descriptions of YouTube videos, it doesn't matter how. If you want to send people to the funnel, I like to send them here to the main funnel URL. They click this, and once they click, they get taken into the funnel. You had 1 page before, so they would go from the funnel URL right to that 1 page. But because you're running a split test, they go from the funnel URL into the split test, and then the split test puts them in. So all you have to do when running split tests is share that 1 funnel URL up top. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. So I don't change anything I do as far as sharing.
That's exactly right. Same URL, same everything. The system does the rest. We just need to set up our traffic. So click that split test step for me. And as you can see, 100% of traffic is now going to the control on the left-hand side. Let's slide that to the middle, 50-50. Bingo. Apply the changes. Rockin'. Now 100 people click your link, 50 go to control, 50 go to variation. In the future, Tony, do you know about 90-10 or 80-20 split testing?
I do not.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get into it. Science. I love split testing. It's just science. It's the kind of science I can get behind and I can understand. So let's say you have an established control. You have a page that you know is converting. You're like, I have confidence in this. I've done my testing. This is the best version of the page I have. It's my new control. Well, when we want to run new split tests, we don't want to do a straight 50-50 split because that could potentially be a ton of wasted traffic. What if our variation is a bad test? Well, now we sent 50% of our traffic to a bad test. What you can do is start running 90-10 or 80-20 split tests. 80% of traffic goes to the control that you know already works and converts. 20% goes to the variation.
Okay.
And now you can see by the stats and by just doing simple math, like, oh, okay, so my variation only got 20% of people, but of those 20%, it is converting far better than my control. Great, my variation's my new winner, and I didn't waste a bunch of traffic. Because what if the variation is converting well below the control? Great, my control's the winner, and I didn't waste a bunch of traffic. Does that make sense?
Yep. So you start off at 50-50 and see how it goes. And then
That's right. 50-50 until we find a clear, definitive winner. Every split test after that is 90-10 or 80-20, depending on your confidence.
right. Okay. Awesome.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you for that. So the next one is a question. I guess I don't have to save this. I can stop sharing.
Don't stop quite yet.
Okay.
Look at that URL at the very top, your funnel URL. You put in your domain, but look at that path, copy of webinar registration. That's the link that people click. That's the link people see. And we want this sexy and on par with what we're talking about. Let's change that up. Go to your main funnel settings, top right. Bingo. And there we go. Now, your funnel path URL, third option down, right there. There is that URL. We need this sexy, on par, so people want to click. What do you talk about in your webinar again?
How to get healthy so that you can fulfill your passion, your purpose. So we do gut health, hormone balance, metabolism programs. for people?
So how about health and purpose?
Well,
Lovely. Now that's rocking. Go to the bottom and save. There we go. That's a sexy URL. That's what people want to click on right there.
yeah, cool.
Nice. Now, what else, Tony?
So I do want to share, but I want to stop sharing this one. I
Sure.
shared a link on my Facebook group where people are going for the webinar.
Yeah.
But when I did it, oh, that's wrong. I'm sorry. I don't know what's
That's okay.
going on here today.
I'm looking at your YouTube.
Yeah, I don't want to bore you. Yeah, I don't know, Dante. I'm sorry, but basically, when I shared the link in the picture on the Facebook group, it just said ClickFunnels.
Ah, that's your funnel favicon,
Ah,
which I believe is right here. Yes, same exact place. I'm just going to share my screen and show you
yeah, go
here,
ahead.
Tony.
Yeah.
But that image is called your social share image. There's my screen. So go here, go to your funnel. To the right, go to your funnel settings. And then you have your favicon image.
Gotcha.
Also, down below, maybe that is, where is my share URL? Sorry. So favicons are actually what show up in the browser tabs themselves. You're going to want to have that set up to be your own custom logo. But if we go
Okay.
in, let me see. We can also set up our social share settings. I wonder if it would be in page settings? Here, Tony. Each page in the funnel gets its own share URL. So go to the three dots of the funnel step itself, then to settings, and then right here, your sharing image. This is what shows up when you share that page or that funnel to everybody. So go set up
Gotcha.
your sharing image, put it right here. Favicons and sharing images can take up to 24 hours. They
Okay.
typically take about 3 or 4. So do definitely give it some time. If it doesn't happen after 3 or 4, don't worry. It's all SEO. It depends on what's happening on the internet that day. It could very easily take a full 24 hours.
Okay. So, and where would I see that on that page there that you're showing me? Like it will show up as the picture, or I just have to
Correct. Yes. When you put
Okay.
your sharing image down, you'll see that exact sharing image right on the page. And then to
Okay.
test it, you can just go share it to yourself in an incognito window, or even just make a fake post and you'll see that new image show up.
Okay. Awesome.
Nice.
All right. Last question. So I've done my webinar 4 times, 4 weeks in a row. 2 of the times we had glitches with Facebook, and so I kind of took them away. Last night we did it. We had 4 people show up. I've done 2 follow-throughs actually today with people that are deciding if they're going to do the program.
Nice.
But my question is, I've been using my email list to target, and doing Facebook ads, but very little. They're not doing very well. So I think I'm going to run a challenge to start to grab some more people off of social media. Do you have any recommendations? 3-day, 5-day, how would you do that?
Great question, Tony. I am a huge fan of the 5-day challenge model. I love it more than a 3-day. 3-day, I just find to be so compressed, right? A 5-day challenge is literally the same thing that you run for your webinars. Day 1 of a 5-day challenge is all about belief and purpose and why you're here and what you're going to achieve, and it sets the tone for the other 4 days. Days 2 and 3 is all about action and power, having them take the right steps. Day 1, you'll give them steps, but they're really introductory. You're not trying to blow anybody out of the water, right? Day 2 and 3 is where we give them the steps that they're really going to start to see results. They're really going to be doing big things, and they're going to be feeling like they're doing big things as well. All that leads to day 4. Day 4 in a 5-day challenge is pitch day. Just like a webinar, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are getting people to the webinar. Thursday is webinar day. So same exact thing with a 5-day challenge. It's the exact same framework. Friday is the last day of the challenge, which Friday is a repitch. Yeah, look at you. It's the same exact thing for a 5-day challenge. And I love 5-day challenges for this exact reason. Sarah, leave that up for just another moment if anybody wants to take a screenshot of that. I love them for this because a 3-day challenge is way too compressed. In a 3-day challenge, you know, the argument is always, well, do I do my offer on day 2 or day 3? And there's really not enough time in a 3-day challenge. There's not enough time to break their internal and external false beliefs. There's not really enough time to get them to get the results that they need to get to then say, yeah, I need that offer. It just doesn't have enough. So how I like to look at it, if you're trying to do like a free challenge or a low price point challenge that's not meant to sell a high ticket product like your coaching or whatever it is, then a 3-day is great for that. You know, and this will be a lot of times what people use for cold traffic methods. I'm trying to get into the marketplace. I'm trying to build my list. I'm trying to put my first offer out there. In that case, they'll do a 3-day challenge because that 3-day challenge is typically going to lead into then a 5-day challenge where they're then going to pitch their high ticket, or it leads from a 3-day challenge directly to a call that they can take afterwards that then pitches the high ticket thing. But and then how scalable is that? Right? You look at like scalability. Well, so you're telling me I'm going to run a 3-day challenge and then I'm going to have to get on calls with people after the challenge, because after the challenge is when they've had enough results that they can make a decision to go forward or not, right? It's just those 3-day challenges, they can get so tricky, they can get so hairy, and I rarely see people run successfully 3-day challenges. And I mean like successfully as far as like scalability. Like most people start with a 3-day challenge and then they get to the point that it's unscalable and unfulfillable, and then they stop the challenge and they turn it into a 5. I say all that to say, Tony, if you could run a 5-day challenge, I would just tell you to start right with a 5-day challenge.
And replace that with the webinar I'm doing on Thursdays, like do that instead?
I would still do that webinar, Tony. I would still run once you have a webinar that hits. Did you see by chance, Tony, have you seen day 13 and 14 of the expert training yet?
I've watched a lot of them. What was it about? I don't know the numbers off the top of my head.
Okay, yeah, no worries. You're a normal person. That's fine. Day 13 and 14 is where Russell has Liz Benny come up on stage and talk to his inner circle people about her journey with webinars.
Okay, nope, haven't watched it yet.
Cool. It'll be great for you to watch. Awesome weekend homework. It's 13 and 14, I think actually lines up with exactly where you are in watching on the weekend. So, in that, Liz was really honest about her journey and the thing, like, you'll see Liz shares a video that she took of herself crying when she was just in a really down time because she had 150 people register for a webinar. And of those 150 people who registered, not a one person showed up. If you look up Liz Benny now, you'll see she's a dominant force in the marketplace, has a very well-established name, not just in ClickFunnels and amongst funnel hackers, but in the entire community of her business. She's done the thing and did it beautifully. And it started for her, just like it starts for many, with failures or cycles. She's gone through real heartbreak to get to where she is. Also, in day 13 and 14, what she talks about, goodness gracious, remind me your question.
Just talking about doing a challenge.
Oh yeah, should I stop? Yeah. Should I stop the webinar, do the challenge?
Oh yeah, right.
No, we should not. Once we have a webinar that converts, we have a massive asset. And she says in there, word for word, Russell told her after she got her webinar converting, after she cracked the code in the formula and knew what she was doing, Russell went to her and said, Liz, how have you not done 100 JV partnerships by now? And she was like, well, of course I should have, but I got distracted and I started doing other things and I started chasing shiny objects. So I didn't get those results. But that's what we're shooting for, Tony. What an asset you have in your business. Where now every Thursday, yeah, it'd be great to get our ads rocking and rolling. It'd be so awesome if you could have your own acquisition channels that you can bring people into your own webinar. That is the gold standard. That is what we're shooting for. But even when you have that, you're still doing JV partnerships. JV partnerships are massive, and they're massive with webinars as well. Go find people that have your lists. Right? Yeah, Russell's doing Funnel Drop Friday right now. He'll be in here very shortly, gang. Tony, but that's the game, man. Once you have a webinar that converts, because now you're just going to people. Let's say you go to health and wellness groups or health and wellness influencers who have your target customer that they speak to. Well, they have your list. You send them an email. You say, "Hey X, my name's Tony. I'm a whatever person." Right? Whatever kind of doctor that you are. Hey guy, I'm a whatever kind of doctor. And I have this webinar that's absolutely converting like crazy. Last week I did this webinar. There were 100 people that showed up. It was a really small group of people. But of those 100 people who showed up, the webinar converted at this. And with your community of this many people who are the right people, and with my webinar converting at this much, I'd love to offer you a 50-50 split on this. And now you don't have to run traffic. It's free money. It's free cash. So what you turn into is JV all the way. You can have the challenge running on the side, but man, once you have that webinar that converts, it is an asset and we should milk it for every single penny we can. Find every JV, every influencer. Come on, Russell. So let me bring Russell in. Who cares what I say? Russell's the one we want to hear from. Russell, Tony has a question, man. So Tony would like to start doing a challenge for his chiropractic business to get people in the door. And his first question was 3 or 5 day challenge. What do you think about that?
It's actually functional medicine, just so to be clear.
Cool. Is it for the actual patients, and is it virtually or is it in office?
Virtual.
Is it just people in your local area?
I have been doing local. I've been doing to my email list. And I've been running some ads, but they're not converting.
Okay.
So I've pretty much gone through my list now because I've done it the last 4 weeks.
The challenge?
No, the webinar, the live webinar.
Cool. All right. So questions: a 3 hour or 3 day versus the 5 day?
Yep.
I would definitely do a 3 day. Just because 5 days is so many days. But also it's like you don't need 5 days to do most things. You know what I mean? If I was gonna do a 5 days, it's because I would be selling something like ridiculously expensive. I would need more time. But I mean, anything up to even $8,000, I think you could do pretty successfully in a 3 day challenge. So that's what I would default to.
Okay.
It's funny.
I would say it fits the perfect webinar model really easily too. 3 days, you get 5. It starts like, what do we do in these other parts? It's like, oh, we're doing more of the same. You know what I mean? So I like 3 day.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting. What day then for you, Russell? What day is pitch day in a 3 day webinar?
Day 2. Because you want to it's just like if you look at like funnel hacking live or selling online, you pitch on day 2 and then day 3 you can do the repitch, and usually you'll double your sales on. And this is funny. This is the decade of me not ever doing a repitch and realizing I left half of the money on the table for a decade. So, but yeah, like you do the first pitch on, it'd be like at day 2, I would do the pitch and then let people kind of sit on it. And usually your emotional buyers will go and buy right away, and then the logical buyers all night are like stressed out and anxiety, and then next day they're there and they're like, you can tell because they're tired, their eyes are all red, they didn't sleep good that night, but they want it, but they need something, and then you come back with a logical repitch and then a hard close, and that'll get all of the logical buyers then to buy on day 3.
So day 3 is the logical side of it. So do you actually like teach on that day, like a little bit more, like go through the detail of how?
Yeah, that's what I'm breaking down, like the math usually for people. It's like, all right, let me show you the math how this works, whatever the math version of it is, so it's like trying to make the comparisons where it's just like, because again, the emotional close is so much more like visualization of like what life will look like after this thing, right? You're getting somebody out of pain, moving them towards pleasure. So it's a lot of like the emotional storytelling of just like them visualizing what this could be, right? That's what that whole day is kind of structured for. Then the logical close is like, all right. And I'll even call people out. I'm like, all my emotional buyers bought yesterday. They're so excited. But there's a lot of you guys who logically, didn't buy, you're nervous last night, you're up all night thinking about trying to figure out the numbers is going to work. Like, so I just want to I want to teach, I want to coach you guys on this topic, right? And then you kind of coach through the math and the numbers that make it all work, right? And so every business is a little different to figure out how to do that. So a good example, like when I did the pitch 3 years ago at Funnel Hacking Live, where we were selling the linchpin coaching modules, I was trying to show them like, hey, because linchpin is all about getting people in continuity. So I was like, okay, a lot of you guys are stressing out. So I'm gonna, you're stressing out because it's $2,500 a month to be part of this program. So let me show you how it works. You build a membership site, right? You sell it for $97. Now, how many people do you got to get signed up to cover the 2,500 bucks, right? It's like 25. So you get 25 people to sign up. Now this entire program is completely free. Do you think you get 25 people? So I'm showing that. And also like, oh, if I get 25 people, now it finances the whole thing. And everything after that's pure profit, right? And like I'm trying to make those logical justifications in their head where they're like, oh, this is how it would work, right? When we did it with like Stacey and Paul Martino in the relationship market, like they're coming back to like, I know $17,000 for a mastermind about how to save your marriage seems like a lot of money, right? But let me logically explain this to you. And they start all going through like, what does it look like if you get divorced? Like you lose half. What does it look like if this? How much does this therapy cost over the years? And like the loss and the opportunity cost. And like all of a sudden you just paint this whole picture, like, whoa, 17 grand seems cheap. I'm in, like it's speaking to the logical mind usually on the last day there.
Cool. I watched Myron Golden, and you talk about the persuasion of 4 closes. So last night on my webinar, I did the price up front, like the 3rd page. Like I was afraid to do it, like you said. But it went pretty well. It was well accepted. Nobody hopped off the call. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
awesome. All right, man. Thank you, Russell.
Very cool. Thank you.
Awesome, man. It's good to be back with you, Russell. Jeez Louise, I missed you
I missed you last week, and then your studio looks cooler. I forgot how cool it was, and I'm like jealous again. I keep getting studio envy every time I see it.
One of these days soon we'll have you in. It's getting like every day, it's getting cooler and cooler in here.
So awesome.
Yeah, man. What a blessing. So, hey, welcome in everybody as well. I see some new faces. So great to see you guys here with us today. It's Lunch with Russell every single Friday at 12 o'clock. We get to hang out with the man himself. If you guys have any expert-related questions, remember Fridays are expert sessions only. If you're in e-com, it's amazing to have you here. This is a great place to be part of a great conversation. A rising tide raises all ships. But for any expert-related questions, if you'd like to speak to Russell yourself, please do just raise your hand in Zoom. I know Zoom changes it up every week and it gets harder and harder to find. So to raise your hand, click the little heart at the bottom. It says react. That'll throw up a pop-up and then you can click the raise hand button. Beautiful. Christopher hit it perfectly. Anybody else, feel free. Let's hop over to Tony and then Sarah and then Christopher. Tony, how can we help today, sir?
Hey, Dante. Hey, Russell.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Tony.
Great. First off, happy birthday, Dante.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Is
my
today
gosh.
today?
I had birthday breakfast an hour ago and I forgot it was my birthday already. Thank you, man.
Happy birthday.
Hey, thanks, Russell.
So I've got a strategy question, marketing strategy question that I really appreciate your help with. For context, I'm a business coach, and in my value ladder, I have a high ticket one-on-one coaching model, and below that a membership model, and my primary lead magnet is a free course. So when I get people opting into the free course, I've got a choice as to whether to send them to a free call session that I have. So everybody that I work with, I always have a call with them first, and it's a functional call. Like it'll be they get some deliverables and takeaways from it. It's not a sales call, but I will sell on the call. And so I can send people from my lead magnets either to that free call or direct to the group membership, which is a relatively low cost. It's $77. So I'm wondering, Dante and Russell, I'm torn between which way to go when should I send them to the group membership after they opt into a lead magnet, or send them to the free call? And at the minute, I'm doing a little bit of both. And I haven't got enough data yet to tell me which way to go. So I was really trying to tap into your experience and your advice. Does that make sense?
Yeah. How many you're doing all the calls, it sounds like, too, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it comes down to part of it's just like how many calls do you want to do, because if he starts working, start cranking up traffic, it's like, well, I only want to do 2 calls a day or 5, whatever the thing is. Um, I mean, if it was me, I would probably have all 3 of those in the funnel. So I would have someone opt in for the course, and the next page I'd make an offer for the 77, and I'd have like a yes or no. And if they said no, then it would take them directly to the group call. Or if they said yes, they'd buy, and then it would take them to the group call. So I would have both of them there. Um, but that'd be the order I think I would do it in, because I would want like, hey, thanks for opting in. Here's the upgrade for this course. So for example, let me show you if I can find one real quick.
That's like my favorite phrase in the world. Let me show you, from Russell Brunson. Goosebumps.
I've been doing these new funnels that are just kind of fun because it's tough when your list gets so big. It's like a lot of people bought stuff, a lot of people haven't. So it's like it's like, how do you like re-stimulate people to buy things and get into a buying motion without selling them every single day where they feel like they lose, So if you look, I'm sure you guys are on my list, you probably see this, but every week we've been rolling out different versions of this where it's like just a free, like, hey, so this is like an event, a 4-hour video, or sorry, 4 video. Can you guys see this page, I think?
Yes.
Okay, so they go in and then it's just they opt in, and then what happens is takes them to the page here. So then I have this little called interstitial page or upsell page, right? Where it's like, hey, before you get to whatever the thing is, here's the video. And then the video, I'm basically like, I just make a little pitch. So this is like pitching the $7 thing. So it sells the perfect webinar script. I'm up saying, go buy the perfect webinar script. I'm like, hey, here's the 4 video training series on how to do a perfect webinar. Go check it out. They register this real quick page for them to buy. And if they say no, then it directs them directly to the masterclass, and they can go watch these 4 videos and just learn for free, right? And so that's kind of the process I'm doing. And we've got like a dozen of these that we keep doing. So if you notice my emails, a lot of times recently I'm not selling anything. I'm just like, oh, check out this free course on this. Oh, I got a free course. Oh, check out Gary Vaynerchuk spoke over here. Check it out. So I'm just like giving away free stuff. But that's how simple the funnel is. So in my mind, I would do it very similar for you, where it's like they're opting in for a thing. Then there's a page saying, hey, really quick, buy a $77 thing. And yes or no. If they say no, then cool. And then take them to the thing like, okay, now book a call with me, and then we can get on. And that way you're kind of hitting all the things, because you'll find some people who are just high ticket buyers and not going to buy $77 things. The others who are like, I'm not going to, like, I would never get on a phone call with somebody, no matter how good the offer was, because my number one fear on this world is like doing a phone call. Like, I hate phone calls more than anything. You can ask Dante. He's like, do you want to call me? I'm like, box me. I don't talk on the phone to anybody, except for my wife.
Right.
So I would never do a phone call, but I'd buy a $77 thing all day long, right? So it's just like you're hitting different modalities. And so I wouldn't do one or the other. I would try to like weave those 3 things in like that, because I think that way you're going to get the cream that wants to talk, the cream will rise to the top, right? That wants to talk to you will hit that, and then they'll take that offer, and the other ones won't. And that way you kind of are able to get both of the things filled up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's really cool, Russell. I got stuck into the either or thinking when in fact doing both just actually makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So I'll get the data anyway as I get volumes through the funnel.
Yeah.
And and as at some point my one-to-one model isn't that scalable, as you said. So I can adjust in time, but right now it will work. So yeah, perfect. Thank you.
And then the adjustments on the one-to-one, usually the first adjustment, then you start charging for the call, and then you charge more for the call, and you're just like tweaking those numbers till it's like, and then increasing what you're selling, the price you're selling, until you figure out the sweet spot, and then it's transitioning to like hiring someone to take over. But there's all those little levers you can do to like, when you start getting overwhelmed, all of a sudden you flip it to $100 call, and it's like, okay, now it's back down to the numbers, and the right people, the best people are signing up, and then play from there.
Yeah. I look forward to the day when I'm overwhelmed.
I can't wait for that day.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yep.
Awesome. Great question, Tony. Hey, let's hop over to Sarah. How can we help today, Sarah?
Hey, how are you?
Amazing.
I wanted to ask you a question, actually a strategic question about how I would transition from, I used to have 3 avatars, and the teachers, sorry, can you see? Yeah. The teachers, the trainers, and the parents. It's about learning, speed learning, hacking, let's say. So I used to have the 3 of them. And sometimes I sold to the teachers, sometimes to the trainers, sometimes to the parents. And it was a kind of mess because I took what I could, but I was kind of tired to do everything. Sometimes I stopped things, sometimes I kept on. And now I decided, and I tried to do just one, to do the 5 ones, one avatar, one product, and everything. Okay.
Mhm.
And with Dante, we worked on it, and actually, he helped me to see that actually my avatars are the same. They have a way to think in images and to go from an ID to another one, etc. And they have sensibility and everything. They are the kind of same person, and I'm going to help them with the same tool actually, instead of started to communicating about who they are, but more about what they need and what tool they need actually. So I'm trying this, and I'm trying to do the linchpin. Yeah, I'm an A+ student, so I'm trying to do fulfill all everything. And now I'm trying to simplify, and I wanted to have some tips so that I would I've started a new webinar, weekly webinar live, which is drone, so that they can see kind of demonstration, just like you said last time, so that they can see what it brings them and how they feel when they do that with me, when they learn stuff, drawing, and how we do it, and how they can follow up and do that every 2 weeks with me. And I was wondering what I could do. I have this webinar. I've started to do a new YouTube channel. And for now, I don't do ads because I'm starting and I want to be sure about it would be defined. I want to improve it before I would amplify with ads. But what would be the simplest things I could do? The basic I would have to maintain to get everyone to come into my funnel from this point of view now, and to keep on having traffic and everything. What
Okay,
would
so the
be,
question is that how to get more traffic into your funnel right now without buying ads?
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Where do you get traffic from right now? Or do you have any sources currently?
I'm a speaker to online summits. So I've done 3 of them lastly, and I had a rush of people, and I'm trying to transform them and invite them to go to the webinar. But otherwise, it's a bit, I don't know. It
Okay.
depends.
So you wait. Yeah. So when the next summit comes, you get more traffic. You got to wait for the summit to happen, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. How big is your list right now?
4,000
Okay.
contacts, leads. Yeah.
Let's see, how many summits, or like when's the next, do you have another summit coming up in the near future?
Yeah, May or June, I have, yeah, usually I have 4 per year, but this year I'm gonna have 7 because I had more, but
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Now, the people, do you have relationships with the people who are doing the summits and the other speakers and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay. Do you talk to them very often or send presents or gifts in the mail?
Yeah, some of them are friends already.
Good.
They're
Because like,
entrepreneurs, but they're friends, and we meet at trainings or that kind of stuff, and then we become speakers for each other or that kind of stuff. So yeah.
cool. All right. You got the secret then. So the first 10, 12, 13, first 13 years, 13 years? Yeah, first 13 years of my business, I did not buy a single ad. All I did was I was on summits. I got to know the people on the summits. Then I had them promote me. And like, it's just relationship building, right? The nice thing about
Yeah.
summit is every summit happens and you get 30 people who are on the summit. Like back in the day, I would jump on those things and I would start, and I'm awkward and introverted, so I'm not good at human connection anyway. But I was like, okay, these people all have my dream customers on their own lists and their podcasts and their video, whatever the things were. So I'm like, I got to know these people. So when I would accept a summit, obviously I want to speak and get people to come to my world. But number 2 was like, I need to, like, all these people have my dream customers. And so like whoever put on the summit, like gather them for me, like in one spot. It's like, oh, this is perfect. Like, they're all here hanging out in one spot. And so then I would contact everyone. So I tried to get to know. I'd have the promoter like introduce me ones that I didn't know, build a relationship. I send them a gift in the mail, like just something to start building that connection. I try to get them on Skype or Slack or text or somewhere where I could have like interaction with them and they knew who I was and those kind of things, right? And then it's
Mm,
just very simple. Like I would show them the stuff I was doing. I'm like, hey
okay.
man, I'm working on this really cool webinar. I have a couple questions for you? And I wanted to involve people in the process because if someone's involved in the process, they're more likely to promote it because they feel like it's part of their thing. So even though I had a webinar that I knew exactly what I was doing, I'm like, hey man, I'm working on this webinar. Can I get your opinion on something? Like, ah, sure. I jump on a call. I'm like, this is what I'm doing. What do you think about the offer? Da, da, da. And they're like, oh, what if you do this? I'm like, oh, that's genius. You know, and like, I'm just like letting them help participate in the creation of the thing that I'm building. And then now they've got ownership in it. And I'm like, man, this is so cool. Like, I'm curious, like when I get this all finished, like, do you think I could come on your podcast and we could do something, or do you think we do a YouTube video together or insert whatever like their promotional strategy is? And usually at that point, they're like, yeah, like, cause they feel like they're part of the thing, right? They built it with you. It's just like when I write a book, you'll notice as my new book's starting to finally get momentum, you'll notice what I'm going to start doing is like I'm going to be bringing my audience in the process, because if someone's part of the process, then they're more likely to buy because they feel like they're part of it, right? Same thing with joint venture partners; they're part of the process. I have a call today in 2.5 hours with I think we have 18 people coming on, who all are my dream partners, who are all part of a project I'm building, who I am bringing them in. Step number one, for them to know about it. I'm practicing what I preach. I have a presentation. I'm going to show them and get their feedback and their ideas. It's going to be amazing. And now they're all going to be part of the project. So when we do roll it out, they're so much more likely to do it. So if you don't want to buy ads, that would be the number one thing, is just those relationships. And I would start right now. In fact, I would go back to the last 4 summits, get those list of people and just start sending them doodle them something cool, and then send them like, hey, I rewatched your summit, the video the other day. It was so cool. And I just doodle out your presentation. This is what I do. I just want to give it to you as a gift, and like, those are the things that I start doing, is to start building those relationships, because they have the access to all the customers and traffic, and everything you ever need will all be inside of there. In fact, I remember when we first launched ClickFunnels, I remember building the Dream 100 list the first time, because we didn't buy ads for the first 2 years of ClickFunnels. So it was all just partnerships like this. I remember thinking like, all of our dream customers are on the list of these 100 people, and we just have to like get a hold of them and contact them. And sure enough, that was the foundation of what became ClickFunnels. So.
That's great. Okay. Because I already want to involve them. Actually, I want them to be guests. We're going to doodle what they say in their small conference, actually. So this is part of the things I wanted to do in the new training. And I'm going to ask them for now. And that's great.
How cool to be like, hey, let's do a live webinar with your audience. I invite them all, and we're going to doodle this thing out and then pitch my thing at the end. They get to see you doodle it. And then afterwards, then like frame it and send them in a nice frame, so they put it on their wall, and then it's like, like make it really cool like that. And that way they feel part of it, and
Oh, that's great. I've took some contacts with the last speakers at the last summits, because they were great people, and I'm going to meet some of them in May in Paris. So I'm going to keep on doing that. Okay, that's great, because you just helped me see I can do more of what I do and go even further. So that's what I like to do.
The key is you got to ask. I know a lot of really good networkers who like network, but they never ask. Like, you got to be willing to ask.
Most of people say yes, actually. They're glad to help or to, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all these ideas. I'm going to use them. Thank you so much.
And by the way, everyone, I said that for everybody, by the way. If you're not buying ads, this is like such an easier way. And maybe you're not in a summit, but the same thing works with like, all right, who in my spaces got podcasts? All right, I need to get to know these people. I got to be friends with them. Like right now, I literally am pre-working on a campaign for a year from now, where I want to roll out through the podcast. So what I'm doing now is all the top podcasters in my space, I am interviewing them on my podcast right now. The only reason is to get, yes, they're going to get content to my audience, but it's like, I'm just trying to connect these people, build a relationship, so that in a year from now when I'm ready, I'm like, hey, can I get on your podcast? And they're like, oh yeah, because reciprocity, right? And so I'm digging my well before I'm thirsty, knowing that it's coming. And so just thinking about that, like I'm doing the same thing. It's like finding all the people. Same with YouTube, like I'm, hitting all those people up and trying to figure out things and how I can serve them, because all those things come back. So.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
That's awesome. It's so that was all. I actually learned a lot from that, and it's really cool too, because I get to see, like, Russell just sent Todd a custom picture, and that's his business partner. Like, they're founders together, but still plays the game as it should be played. That was. I got my own notes. That was so cool. Hey, let's hop over to Christopher. What's up, man? How can we help?
Good morning, guys. How are you? What's going on, Russell? How's everything going, man?
Doing so good today.
Awesome. So you kind of touched on kind of the questions that I had with the previous questions, but so it seems like the Dream 100, like I'm just starting this business out, right? So it seems like the Dream 100 would kind of be like a long game, kind of, getting to know these people, rapport back and forth, and then down the line saying, hey, can we, get on a podcast together? Can we get on a YouTube video together? Is that, am I following that correctly?
Yeah, yes and no. I would say some relationships do take a lot of time. Like I worked the Tony Robbins relationship for a decade before I ever asked him to promote something. So he was a long date. Other
Right.
people though, I meet him, we're on a call, and within 15 minutes, it's like, how can we work together? And I'll ask them that, what is it you're looking for? Like, how can I help you? And they're like, oh well, you're the funnel guy. My funnel sucks. I'm like, oh, let me help. Change these things. They're like, oh, thank you so much. Like, how can I help you? I'm like, oh, well, can I be on your podcast? Oh yeah, like so a lot of times they can happen really, really quickly too. It's just, it doesn't have to be a long, long drawn out thing. It's just like how can I provide value quickly? And so for me, it's always like I usually like again, I go to a lot of authors because authors are awesome. They have huge audiences and they suck at building funnels. And so I'm always like, hey, how's your book selling? Like, oh, we did the launch. We sold like, 50,000 copies. I'm like, that's amazing. I was like, how many are you selling today? They're like, none. I'm like, oh, weird. I'm like, my books all sell at least 1,000 copies a week for the last decade. Because I have a book funnel. Do you have a book funnel? Like, what's a book funnel? I'm like, I gotcha. Let me show you this thing.
Yeah.
I show them book funnel. They freak out. And then, yeah, it's like, hey, for your book audience, can I help them? And, so it can happen a lot quicker as well. It's just finding how you can provide value to them. And then they feel the reciprocity afterwards of, I mean, I have one
Right.
author. She was the number one best-selling. Oh no, she lost to Michelle Obama. She was the number two best-selling book of the year, and her keynote fee was like 500 grand at the peak of it all. And so I jumped
Wow.
on and helped her build out a book funnel, a couple of things like that. And after that, she like in reciprocity, like she came, flew to my event, spoke for free, did like all these kind of things just because of that. So I'm like, what skill set or what thing do I have that I can provide a value to them quickly? And then usually they want to pay back really fast, so it doesn't have to be a long haul.
Right.
Um,
So my product right now is a book, right? It's a anxiety and stress book for entrepreneurs. So I'm trying to figure out a way to gear that towards people that I can JV with, and because I really don't have a following right now, or
yeah.
and like Monday I was going to try and start doing ads to kind of lay the foundation, get people on my lists. So I'm just kind of trying to lay everything out, and
How many podcasters have you contacted about it?
I've contacted probably about 10 so far.
And how did you contact them?
Email.
Okay, check this out. So, secret for everybody. This is the Apple Podcast app.
Yeah.
If you click around, it's crazy. You click on library, and then you click on channels. No, not channels. Shows. No. Somewhere on here, if I spend enough time. Oh yeah, new noteworthy top shows. Click on top shows, and then right here it says by category. Click category. So your entrepreneur, so your business. You click on business category. Boom,
Okay.
there is the top 200 business podcasts in the world. Every single one of them listed for you here directly. There's 200 of them. So I'd print out 200 copies of your book and I'd send one to every single person.
Okay.
That's what I did, my book. Printed one out and shipped one to every single of the top 200. And from
That's
that, I got like
awesome.
3 dudes to message me back on the podcast, sold a ton of books. And then I followed it up with the 200 people. And from that, I got 5 or 6 more people. And then it's just, I mean, think about back in the day,
Yeah.
like a new movie would come out, right? What would happen? Like Iron Man comes out. You got Robert Downey Jr. He's on Today Show, Tonight Show, Good Morning America, Colbert. Like he's in all the talk shows to promote the show. Okay. I don't know about you. I can't get on those shows right now, but I can get on every one of these podcasts because it doesn't matter. And
Right.
so for me, like I would send a copy of the book to everyone. And you're not gonna get everybody, but 200 people, if you get
Yeah.
3 people to say yes, like that's best $200, 200
Yeah, that's
investment
awesome.
ever. So that's literally my game. Like I
Uh,
love like podcast directors, like the greatest Dream 100 thing in the world. And the cool thing about
yeah.
podcasters is most of them are looking for content and guests because they're getting hit up. Like I get hit up probably 30 times a day, like literally from people who want me to be on or want to be on my podcast
Right.
and email. And so I don't respond to any of them. But if I get something in the mail, I'm more likely to be like, oh, what is this? And if I like the book, like, oh crap, this is really
Right.
good, And so that person follows up. They're not sending one thing, but they follow up 2 or 3 times. Um,
Yeah.
that's how you get people's attention.
Yeah, because that is one of my goals, is to actually start my own podcast, and I want to interview, people that are
Mhm.
really, interesting, and in top in the field of, everything that I'm trying to venture into.
And that
So
that could be the initial ask. And who's like, here's my book. I just got finished. It's so awesome. I respect your work. I just launched my new podcast. Can I have you on my podcast? I'd love to interview you. Now it's like you're giving
mm,
them a gift and now you're serving them. More
right,
people say yes to that than just promote my book. And now you have a
right,
chance 30 minutes to an hour with them one-on-one and they build rapport and relationship. And then very easily, a lot of them are like, hey man, you want to be on my podcast? When's your book launch? You know, it opens up all
Right.
those doors.
I think that's a great avenue. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries.
That's
Josh
cool.
Forty has a new book coming out. He calls it the Golden Mike Method, and his whole thing is he strategically interviews people who he wants to buy his high ticket thing, and that's like his
Yeah.
whole method. But it's the same thing, except for instead of them buying your high ticket thing, it's them becoming potential joint venture partners. Like put them on your podcast, build a relationship, and
Right.
you know, yeah, it makes it
Cool.
fun.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, no worries. Great to see you again.
You too, bro. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
This is so fun. Hey, let's hop over to John. How can we help today, John? Yep, yes, sir. You, John.
We can't hear you.
You're still muted, my friend. Let me hit my magic button. It'll give you a big pop-up. Should be a little bit easier.
Awesome. Thank you so much. First of all, I just got off this amazing, powerful, mind-blowing session with Russell on the Funnel Friday drop. I mean, I just mind blown, Russell, with that team you have. I'm sitting here looking at my Barnum PT account right now, and I'm just blown away. The question I want to ask Russell specifically is this. I was literally looking at, okay, am I going to join the certification, and I'm going to get ClickFunnels certified and do that? But now that you have Barnum PT and these funnel drop Fridays, and with Dante, who's just a freaking mastermind, with all of that, I mean, can't I just learn all that stuff with all the free tools that you give me, Russell? Or would you recommend that, no, John, go to get certified too, because that will work hand in hand? I mean, how would you respond to my decision, my dilemma on, do I just log in the hours, learning all? I don't have enough hours in the day to learn everything you're already giving me for free. So why do I want to pay more to do that? Or is it worth it? So from the master himself, man, that's changing so many lives, tell me what to do here.
Yeah. So I'm a big believer in paying for speed. So one thing about certification, the original certification we had was good because it was like teaching people to become masters of all the funnels, which I thought was good. Last year we changed the curriculum. We partnered with Catherine Jones, and the change on the curriculum, if you saw the presentation, Sell It, it's very much like, what's the straight line to get from zero to making your first 10K? And so it's not like I don't need to learn everything. It's like I need to learn this one skill set, and this is something I can sell very, very quickly to make your first 10K. And then it layers on skill sets and it layers on. And so it's like the fast path, I think, for like, I want to apply this stuff. And if you go that path, I would like straight line, like just focus. And Barnum's just a tool to help you do that. ClickFunnels is a tool, you know. But the certification is great from like, cut out the other noise. And this is the straight line to get to making 10 grand by building funnels for other people, and then to 50 grand, then 100 grand. It takes you through the journeys, and it layers on the skill sets in order you need them. It's not like, here's everything. You know, the free stuff's tough because it's like, we're catering to everybody. So a lot of people might get overwhelmed. I'm like, yeah, like it's because I got 6 million people on my list. We're sharing stuff, and I got different people raising hands. And some people don't want to be a funnel builder for somebody else, right? So it's not the right offer. Some people do. And so I had to put a lot of offers out there. And so that was cause that usually what I recommend is like when they come to the world, indoctrinate, and from all the stuff we send out for free, like figuring out like which path is like the direction you want to go. And if you're like, oh, I want to be on stage selling, boom, go to selling online and follow that path. If you're like, oh, I don't want to do that on stage, I want to build funnels for people, do the certification. Like, but we have a lot of paths. But like, if you wanted to do that and master that, then when you come in there, then I would turn off all the other noise and just focus on that. And it's very much just, here's the straight line path to execute from startup to making your first 10 grand as fast as possible. And then layer skill sets to the point where you can get skilled enough where you could charge 20, 30 grand for a funnel build, you know, but it takes time and takes like the repetition and like the skill stacking. And that's the way that the program is built over there. So I love the certification. It's awesome. I told my kids their college is going to be the certification program. So yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, man. Love you so much. Appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you too.
John, if I could just offer my 2 cents on that too. I've had this conversation a ton, and Russell hit the nail on the head with that. But Tony Robbins loves to say, people move from one of 2 things, either inspiration or desperation. And those who pay do pay attention. That's all very real stuff, and I'm sure you experience it in your life if we take time and think back on it. So I learned everything I learned from Greg Dakins, who runs the certification program. I also learned everything I know about design from Catherine Jones-Lish and her design hacking program. And when I took those, I was full of inspiration, but I wasn't full of desperation. I had money in the account, my life was stable. So by buying into those things, I literally forced desperation onto my life. And desperation is a great driver, a great motivator for people. So I'm sure many of you guys have that question. Just wanted to throw my little 2 cents in on that.
No, that's key. Thank you, Dante. And Dante, thank you for being so nice. And you're one of the most polite guys in the world. And the way you see the matrix, like Neo, on this whole funnel thing is crazy. You know, I can just see when somebody asks a question, your mind is going in all these different directions. I mean, if Russell had a clone, it would be Dante. You know, so thank you so much.
Dante Neo.
So generous. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, John. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate it. Hey, let's hop over to Rody. Rody, I believe this is the first time we're speaking. Is that correct?
That's correct. Thanks for the time having a session. Thanks so much. Yeah, so I literally started last Monday with the One Funnel Away challenge. So I'm completely new to this whole community. So excuse me if I'm popping questions maybe that should be passed somewhere else. But
you're okay. Pop up, Rody.
Yeah, so because well, first it's very practical. So I know this is more an expert session, but I hope you're okay to ask for me to asking this question. For the everyday Q&A sessions, how to sort of get into those sessions via the community. Is that simply the link on that has the red button saying live coaching 2 p.m. EST time?
Yes, sir. That's right. Today is Friday. So regardless of your cohort, some cohorts have 11 o'clock coaching. Some cohorts have 2. On Tuesdays and Fridays, I stream it everywhere. Everybody gets these, so you can join in regardless of your cohort. From then on out, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, you have specific coaching at that time for your cohort. And it's the same link for everything, Rody. Once you have that one link, just use that for your next 30 days. I cycle them out after the 30 days.
Perfect. Okay, so it's just clicking that button and now I can join, right? And,
yes, sir.
VIP community. All right. So, okay, very practical question. So, but more an expert question to Russell. As I said, I just started, so I might come up with the answer myself once I'm further down the 30 days. But hopefully, you're okay for me asking this question. Trying to get my head around on a lot of things, the ClickFunnels community, the ClickFunnels platform, but also, of course, building funnel. My question is specifically this. I have a high-end program. I train people on innovation, in short, and one of my high-end program is a 4-month program where we do 15 workshops, where with a team in an organization, we build a new business case. But basically, that's where we work towards to. I was looking into the One Funnel Away challenge and learning about how you approach funnels. I just saw the book funnel videos from Mission 3 in your videos. And I thought, okay, could I somehow make a logical connection between a book that I co-authored on barriers on why people don't get innovation started in their organization, all the way up to a high-end offering, as I just mentioned, which is, again, it's a 15 workshop session over 4 months with a team in an organization, which is, for me, the highest product on my value ladder. Mm-hmm. So would you see that work somehow? And is it then, and that's the last part of the question, is an approach to get to that point to, if I understand you correctly in other videos, Russell, making a training like that is a process, which could be a framework, which you can maybe cut down in little pieces, which could be all part of your funnel somehow. I hope you understand my question.
I think so. So the question though is specifically like you've got a book and you've got a big coaching program over here, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah. So obviously there's different ways to do value ladder. Some people have like 50 different steps to move somebody up there. Some people have much shorter. One of a really good example, Alex Hermosi, back when he first got our community, he was in the gym space. He was selling a $36,000 a year back-end coaching program. Sorry, I got racquetballs in my hands because I'm re-strengthening my arms. So he had a $36,000 back-end coaching, and he wrote a book. And those were the only 2 things he had his value ladder. So what you do is he'd sell the book for free plus shipping. It was the funniest funnel. And then on the next page, it's Alex. He's like, hey, I know you're probably not going to read this book, let alone implement it. How would you like my help to actually do this? If you're interested, fill out the form down below. Somebody's team will call you. We'll help you get everything from this book, implement it inside your business. And that was this entire thing. It was crazy. He built this huge company off those 2 things. So you can definitely just have like 2 things and have success with that for sure. personally, I like having more things in between, but that's just because I don't like doing phone sales. And so I like room some slow, getting through a webinar, one to many closing. Like that's kind of my style. But there's definitely a short path you can get people from A to Z, just depending on how you structure the funnel and the process and stuff.
So could be then part of that whole, if you make a bit of a longer, extensive funnel.
But
I
books
was
are great.
thinking,
Look at Tony Robbins over the last 10 years. Every time he launches
yeah,
something big on the back, he creates a book, and that's it. That's his whole process, right? Like he had this when he started doing the investing stuff, right? He partnered up with I don't know, the investment firms, whatever. And then he wrote the book, launched the book. And like, I think it was crazy. Like the first 30 days, he put like $6 billion under asset management behind the things, And then he has the health product thing back in supplements and stuff. He wrote a book, launched it. And then, yeah. So like that 1-2 of like book to back end works really, really good.
yeah. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a name that's as big as Tony Robbins yet. Hopefully, we get that at some point. The last part of the question, so thanks for this answer. That already helps. But would you think that having, let's say, some steps of that full 4-month process, what we do in organizations, I was thinking I can break down some of those steps in little bits and pieces, which could maybe give away for free for starters, and then maybe have those part of those as an upsell, and at some point say, okay, if you now want to go to the bigger thing, we should jump on a call or something like that. So having basically break down some of the parts of the whole process as frameworks, little frameworks that you could make part of your funnels. Would that be something to look into?
For sure. Yeah. That's what I do in my business all the time. So,
All right.
because what we charge 10K for, like the back end of our selling online event is kind of all the stuff. And then from there, I do an event that's like the smaller version. And then we've got like the perfect webinar script, which is a smaller version. And so all those different entry points
Yeah.
to increase desire for the eventual back end.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That was very helpful, Russell. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Very cool. Great to meet you.
Yeah, I'm
Nice to meet you
excited for
too.
these 30 days together, Rody. If that's your first question, just getting started, we are going to have a lot of fun together, sir.
Okay. I'll see you in the Q&A, hopefully then on Monday.
Yes, sir. You sure will. So fun. I love this world. Okay, let's hop over to Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Author, speaker, coach, consultant.
Hi, Dante and Russell. First things first, thank you so very much, Dante, for everything that you do. Pour into me so I can figure this out. Russell, awesome to talk to you. Big question. I have an interview series on top of everything else I'm doing. How would I implement that interview series of leaders into a true funnel to make it make sense?
Okay. So you have an interview series. It's all done and recorded, I'm assuming, already?
Yes, I've recorded 3. I've recorded 3 of the 6 interviews that I've requested already. Every ask the same series of questions all about things. But I'm actually directly
Oh,
talking
no,
to
Sarah,
them,
I'm
so I
sorry.
do have the dialogue.
Sarah, I'm sorry. You broke up really bad for that. Could you say that again?
I said I've interviewed 3 of the 6, and I'm talking to them directly so that I am part of the dialogue, but they're still talking about the questions that I asked on purpose.
We're just asking about what was the very last part there? Just asking about the what?
They talk about the questions that I asked them on purpose. So I've shaped the questions for them.
Okay. Gotcha. And then what is the thing you're selling after? Like, so you asked about how to connect these 2 things. So I'm curious, like what you're selling on the other side of it.
I sell coaching or a mastermind. And if it's an organization, I sell corporate training.
Okay.
And forgive me, I'm traveling
No worries.
in a bad area.
Okay, so there's a lot of ways you could leverage those. So it kind of depends, I mean, the baseline way is you could use it to launch a podcast where you're interviewing people like that all the time. And the podcast is the value add. And then from there, you're pushing people back over to your funnels. Or you could obviously take those things as well and package them into a front end course. It could be a $7 or a $37 thing. Or you could take each individual interview and sell it or give it away. There's a lot of ways to kind of structure that depending on, you know, um, so it kind of depends. Like again, like how are you getting traffic right now to your business? Do you have a traffic method right now, or what's that look like?
The most traffic I get is Facebook.
Is it
Ads
organic
or
or are you buying
organic?
ads? Yeah.
No, I'm not buying ads. I am dropping reels. I am speaking weekly,
Okay.
and I have a LinkedIn that I actually drop reels or impact statements into
Okay.
weekly.
All right. So it's not like your short form. So what I would do then, if this was me, so short form gets attention, long form gets people to buy stuff. It was funny when I first had my inner circle, and I had like 100 members in it at the time when I first got started. And I remember interviewing all the people. And it was crazy. It was like 98% of the people who were in the room who paid me at the time it's 25K. 98% of them were podcast listeners who listened to me every single day for months before they ever bought something, right? Short form is great because it gets attentions, but it's harder because you don't have the time with somebody. So if it was me, I would use your short forms to push to a long forms. Either I say either YouTube or podcast. I would probably pick podcast. I think there's
Okay. How you doing? Good.
Sorry, I'm
Somebody
looking for it.
I see it's John
Monica's
Raymond.
been in town this week.
Oh, I got it. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
So I would be looking at that from like short form to a long form. So if you notice, we're doing it more now, but you'll see it more in the next like 30 days for me, is that all my short form stuff is always pushing to either YouTube or podcast, like something long form where I can take them off platform, spend time with them, and then from there is where we sell them the thing. And so if your end goal is like masterminds and higher ticket things, like that middle piece that sounds like you're missing. So I would use those 6 interviews like as like some of the content for the, again, podcast or YouTube, whichever platform you decide to pick. And then just keep doing more and more of those. Having a lot of time where it's just you on the podcast as well, not always interviewing people, because you want to be able to position yourself as the authority. But then weaving those in as then you can take the shorts from there, drop the shorts and like, hey, watch the whole thing. Go check me out on the Sarah Williams Brown show. Go follow go subscribe to my podcast. But that'd be my biggest bet, because if you're trying to sell a higher ticket masterminds and stuff like that, they just need more time with you. And so I'd move from short to that longer form. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you so very much.
No
Appreciate
worries.
the opportunity to talk to you.
Yeah, great to meet you. Travel safe. By the way, that's recommendation. You're muted, Dante.
Yeah, I'm muted.
I say recommendation for everyone to think, like, a lot of time with like shorts and reels and stuff, like our experiences, like they're great for getting attention, getting people to notice you, but it's so short form, it's hard to convert those people. And so it's like using it as a tool to transition them to an email list, to something long form. Like the more time in seat someone has listening to you or watching you, the more likely they are to buy. And so it's knowing it's not just short form or long form. It's usually short form pushing to long form to be able to really maximize that. So
Yes. And I have a question. After hearing that, I'm obsessed with owning my traffic, right? You really drilled that into me. So if you were running this, would you be more focused on cutting out the interviews, running interview shorts to get people's attention, and then offer them to watch the entire interview of that speaker and then run it on a lead magnet? Would you even worry about that, or would you just try and use it as short form to get people into your long form so you could start the nurture?
yeah, it's tough because like if you're on the short form, if you start adding in like click here to opt in for the thing, like it's just it usually kills the viral growth of stuff. So it's like this
Yep.
double-edged sword. And so for me, I'd be pushing, putting those things there. It's easy if someone sees like it's part of an interview to be like, oh, I want to see the rest of the interview, and they're going to come back to your bio, they're going to click them. And then, there's a school of thought, and I watch a lot of people to study what everyone's doing. And a lot of people pushing an email list, which I always think is a great idea, owning traffic. A lot of people just push directly to whatever their show is too, just like go subscribe to, because it's easy to drop something like watch the rest of this on the Russell Brunson show or whatever, and then people will go start finding it from there. And it's not like a hard call to action where people are less likely to share it or to, you know what I mean? So it's kind of that 1-2 punch. What we're typically doing, you'll see, we just brought in someone who's managing our social media, and we're building out the platform. But what's cool is we're doing is like trying to switch like on reels and shorts is twice a day, where the first one is just value add, like for maximum exposure. And the second one of the day is more of a call to action to subscribe or email or something like that, but it's like a yin yang. So you're getting like viral growth, call to action, so serving, asking like twice a day. So you'll start noticing that probably in the next 30 days on our accounts a lot more. But that's kind of what we're playing with. So again, we're testing stuff all the time. If you read Traffic Secrets book, I talk about that. Like if you want to learn a platform, go follow like 100 people and just watch what they're doing. Because those who are at scale are testing like us. We're testing a lot of different things. And if we are doubling down on something, it's like, okay, model that. If we're testing something and you're like, I don't know if this is working, then don't model that. We're probably just throwing some stuff up against trying, but you'll see when we hit a vein, then you'll see a lot more of that coming from us. So
Right. Oh, it's so cool. Thanks, man. Hey,
yeah.
perfect timing because I know Russell's schedule. So if I can get him out of here a couple minutes early, I definitely am today. But Sonia, round us out. How can we help?
Hi again. Hi, Russell.
Hey.
I'm a nutritional health coach, and I'm setting up a course to help people heal their skin and their gut issues and so on. And I was thinking of sharing this course with friends to get testimonials and feedback, but it's not working like that because most of my friends are not really interested in the niche I'm doing. And then they are super nice when they do it and they don't give me real feedback because then, yeah, it's just the way it
Friends are
is.
the worst.
So I was thinking of reaching out to people, I have a very cold audience and I have only 15 newsletter subscribers or something, to reaching out to them. Is that a way to get people on board to say, I have a pre-module and module 1, you can do this for free if you want, and you give me feedback and a testimonial in return? Or how can I reach out to people who don't really know and trust me and get them doing that?
Yeah, great question. So I would be careful of giving it to them in exchange for something, like I'll give it to you if you give me testimonial, because then there's like this weird something, right? Instead, like I would transition like you got to find a group of people to serve and just like help, right? And hopefully something good will come back from it. And you can ask them later, but at the beginning, it's just like, I want to help some people. So I would email your list. If you have social, Facebook, like I would say, hey, I'm working on this project. It's really cool. I'm going to be selling in the future for $1,000 or whatever it's going to be. But I'm looking for 5 people right now that can take through, because I want to prove that my system and it works. It looks work for me, and then tell the story, And if you're interested, like apply down below. I'm looking for 5 people. There's no cost for the right people, but I want to make sure someone who's going to be serious, they're going to stick to it. And then try to get 5 people and then just work with them like crazy. Like work with them, do anything, like just serve them like crazy to the point where it's like I give them the modules, but I would do one-on-one calls. Like I would do whatever it takes to make sure those people are successful. So a good example, before I launched my Inner Circle, my coaching program, I was doing a lot of funnels for myself. I was obsessed with it, but I didn't really coach people on it. And so I tried to find some people. So I found specifically it was Drew Canoli, who owns Fit Life TV and Organifi. And so I called him and I was like, I'm just going to serve this guy. So like I flew out to his office. I've worked this team. I got all his team on my Voxer.
Works best.
I was
what I want to do is short.
Man,
Sorry, that was the wrong button.
Yeah. Anyway, and then I went like I just helped those guys. I was on the phone with them. I was helping. I was building their like I did everything to make sure they were successful. And by the time it was done, they were very successful. And then I was like, hey man, would you be willing to make a testimony? Like, yeah, I would love to, right? And so like that's when I asked him, is after I helped him get the result, not, hey, I'll help you if you give me this, because then it just starts the relationship kind of weird, And so I would try to find 5 people. Even if you have to go to a Facebook group and be like, hey, I'm working on the same, look for 5 people I can help. I just need proof that it's worked for me. I see proof it works for other people. I'll do it for free. Let me and just get some people who are willing to go through the process, and then just serve them like crazy. And that's what I would do to get those initial success stories and case studies.
Okay, all right. So just to the Facebook groups who have the same topic than I do, right? So the same diet and everything. So okay. And then I do a questionnaire and I send that out, or how do I find out that they're really interested and that we'll stick to that?
I just have them direct message me back, or send me an email back, or respond, or whatever, and then just say I'm looking for 5 people or 3 people, whatever you want to do, and then just find the people who are like the most likely to actually do something, because you get a lot of people who you can talk to, like this person's never going to do it, like your friends probably, versus someone else who's like, I'm in a lot of pain. Like find somebody like, man, they're really struggling with this. I know I can help them. Like this could be huge for them. And then really go and serve those people, and that'll give you the belief that it works for other people. It'll give you the ability to practice and to really test your stuff. Like, I think for anybody, like when you want to be an expert, it's like get some time in the seat, like helping other people, will give you so much more confidence. So when you are doing your webinar or your video or whatever, like you have more confidence because you know it works, right? Like for me, it's like I can pitch funnels to like I know this stuff works. I've done it so many times. Like I have absolute belief that any business can be transformed by it. So I'm not like, I'm unapologetic. Whereas if you're before, it makes you nervous. It's like, just go serve people like crazy and then get that confidence and everything else will like, will amplify because of it.
All right. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Yeah, no worries. Good luck with that.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was a great question, Sonia. One we've heard over the years many times, and one that's always had the exact same answer. So, Russell, I got you a couple minutes early. Whoop, whoop. That's fantastic. You can breathe for 10 seconds today.
I know it's a crazy day. I had funnel drop Fridays and then race to here. And then we have a call. So in our coaching programs, we're going to Mexico next month. And so I'm announcing the guest speaker on this in 9 minutes. And then from there, I talked about earlier, we've got 20 or 18 partners I'm bringing on. I'm helping them be part of this process. Like today's just crazy. We're going, but yeah, it's awesome. So thank you for getting me out a couple minutes early so I can go get something to drink real quick and go to the bathroom. Very grateful for that, Dante. And thanks you guys for letting me hang out with you. I always love it, enjoy it. I love seeing you guys progress. And the number one thing, people always ask me, Russell, what can I do to give back to you? I'm like, number one thing you can do for me is go have tons of success. Like that, people who like, you guys will know this as an expert, like when somebody takes what you do and like applies it as success, there's no better feeling in the world. So if you guys will just go do the thing we say, don't be the person who listens and doesn't be the person who listens and then applies it. Like that's worth, that's worth more than anything to me. Like I love seeing the success stories and you guys actually doing it because the lives of the people that you can change by like stepping into your calling and actually, doing the God-given gift you already have, but then using funnels to amplify and get it out there. That is literally fulfilling my mission in life. And so by doing that, it feeds me and fuels me. And so, yeah, please do that. And I'm grateful for all you guys coming and spending the time to be here with us. So, and thank you, Dante, you're the man. Have fun with everybody. I'll let you guys get back to work. So
thank you, Russell. We love you, man. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh man, I love Fridays. Are you kidding me? This is just, how blessed are we? Unbelievable. It's really funny too. Every single day that goes by, I think I'm grinding and I think I'm working hard. And then I see what Russell's doing and it's like, yeah, you're nothing, dude. Get after it a little bit more. That dude grinds, I'll tell you what. But we love having him as our fearless leader. It's why we all like to do what we do so much. So Sonia, one thing I wanted to touch on, just as you were talking to Russell about your question, people forever have said that Russell's a great salesman, and he is. He is a fantastic salesman. But people forever have thought, oh, Russell's so good at selling because he's a great salesman. Oh, Russell's so good at speaking on stage because he's a great salesman. And for years and years, Russell keeps telling people, I'm an introvert. I get nervous even now when I go to speak on stage. So what's the thing that propels him? What's the thing that makes him, when he gets on stage, he locks in? And what's the thing that makes him a great salesman? What's the thing that makes all great salesmen great salesmen? Conviction. Conviction. Russell wakes up every single day and feels a conviction in his heart, on his soul, that what he has learned, the pearls he's been able to acquire are so valuable, are so useful, and he knows that they will work. If he can just get people to do them, then they will move in their lives and they will get the results and they will do the thing. And how does he have that confidence? How does he have that conviction? From what he just said. If you guys, anybody here, finds yourself in the same position as Sonia, I'm trying to get reviews, I'm trying to get testimonials, I'm trying to get people to do the thing, we have to do it for free. Russell has said this. I've been in this world for, I think, 9 years now. I've been doing this. And I remember hearing this like pretty much day one. Hey, when you have your thing, go do it for free. Go get somebody the results that you promise. Go do it for free. Yes, you get the testimonial. Yes, you get the review. Yes, the social proof is what propels us to be an authority in the marketplace. Yes, but it's so much more than that. It's deeper into us, our person, the feelings we have every day when we wake up. And that's how you get to the point where you can lead a massive company, where you can lead over 100 employees, where you're the one that bangs the drum. It's not just because you had the idea. It's not just because you had the vision. It's because you have the conviction in your heart that you know this works. It worked for me. I got it to work for others. This is the way. That conviction is everything. That's why For most of us, that's why you buy things mostly from salespeople, because they speak so passionately and so convictingly about the thing they're talking to you about. You don't buy from salesmen because they say, hey, if you don't do this thing, it's going to cost you 20,000, or you can do it for 5. Like, yes, they do those things, but it's the conviction with which they speak to you at. That's what makes an amazing salesman. So everybody, that was a really good question, Sonia. A lot of people have had that for years. I've heard everybody has that question really when they're first starting out. Go find people, and it's places and spaces, Sonia. Facebook is a great place and a space, yes, of course, but I don't care where they are. I don't care if they're on Reddit threads. I don't care if they're on LinkedIn or TikTok. I don't care where. We're marketers. I don't care if they live in a cave on top of a mountain in Timbuktu. If those people are there, then you go to the places and spaces they congregate, provide that value, get the conviction in our hearts, take the social proof to the market, and truly become an authority and an expert. Cool question. So, hey, gang, does anybody have any final follow-up questions? Anything that maybe after you heard Russell? Beautiful. I see you, Sarah. John, your hand is up, so you still might as well. Excuse me. First day on the job. Don't know how to talk. Let's hop over to Sarah. How can I help?
Yeah, I wanted just a quick question about the 3-day challenge. Since we've talked about the 5-day challenge, how would you how would you what would you do at the different days? When would we do all of this on only 3 days? Actually, if you can help me with that. I mean, I'm going to do it anyway how I feel, but I would like to have an advice actually.
Yeah, sure. Great question.
Because this is the perfect webinar script. We can either do it in the challenge, in 5 days, in 3 days, in emails. So I got that, but I would like to be sure to have an external thought and idea how to do it on 3 days, because I'm going to do it on the 19th actually. So I only have 3 days, so I'm going to try anyway.
This is a really great question, Sarah, and one that I'm going to Vox Russell on later, because I'd love to know his true opinion, and I'll make a video and I'll post it to the community so everybody can see exactly what he thinks. As you heard earlier, I'm much more familiar with people running 5-day challenges, you know, so in a 5-day, we just run the model as you see it here. But as I would say it, and again, I'll get from Russell himself.
Yeah.
Monday would be day 1 and day 2.
Yeah.
We're going to just compress. And then Tuesday would be day 3 and day 4. Friday is just, day 1 is Monday and Tuesday. Day 2 is Wednesday and Thursday. Day 3 is just Friday.
Pardon. Sorry, I lost it. Okay. So 1 and 2 would be the new one. Okay.
Yep.
So internal. Okay.
3 and 4 would be 2. Friday would be 3.
Okay. Great. External and stack and logic repitch. Okay, I'm going to try that. And also because, you know, on the challenge here, this is from the Linchpin book, actually.
Yes.
And what I like is also here, because you spend only 40 minutes, for example, and then you have guests or case studies. So on the 3 days, I was thinking if I get the time to record some of my case studies or take some testimonials and show them. So yeah, if you can ask him for the 3 days, and also what would be the guest speakers or the guest study that we would use, that would be great. See,
yes,
not only the stories, but also the where or the guest speakers or that.
Yeah, this is such a good question, Sarah, because you're following Linchpin for this, and I don't think we would follow Linchpin exactly for the 3-day challenge. Right? I think it would just be you, and if you had guest speakers, like instead of guest speakers, it would be like case studies that you're going to be sharing, and they could be simple case studies too, like hey, let me introduce you to a cool guy named Simeon Cryer. Simeon came in and he found a funnel that he liked, he modeled it exactly, and he started running that funnel, and he had the benchmark. He put $1 into ads and he got $2 out. He had a real true business that we're all searching for. Let me also introduce you to Amy, right? I think that's more how we would be doing it, just following perfect webinar, not so much linchpin. But another great question I would ask, I'll ask him when I Vox him.
Okay, because when I do that, for example, I have here an example here. This is one of my students. It took her 28 days to be able to draw her own avatar and personalized avatar. And then she didn't stop because this is a 100 days challenge. So on the 28th, you know how to draw your own avatar. On the 54th, you know how to use it for your own business and how to deal with your time and manage your time with a bullet journal. And then later, well, I'll have the steps so I can use this to talk quickly about the results. Would it be what you call the quick case studies?
Yes, absolutely it would. 100%. You have 2 or 3 people that are in different, really they'd have different backstories. You want to choose 3 different people with 3 different backstories that all of your customers watching are going to be able to resonate with.
Okay. Thank you so
much. So good, Sarah. Great work. All right, and let's roll over to John. Hey, John.
Hey, Dante, how are you?
My man, I'm great. How are you?
Okay, great. I wanted to ask you a couple questions, really quick, technical things. Let me share the funnel here.
I love that shirt, John. It's amazing.
Yeah, that shirt says, I am unemployable.
Yes, sir.
So don't even try to give me a job.
I love that.
Okay, so let me share the funnel here really quick.
Sure.
Sure. I wanted to share. Okay, so basically, I'm working on this funnel that you told me the other day, which is, I'm building it from ground up.
Yeah.
Okay. It takes a lot of work, but I'm learning a lot.
Yes, you are.
Basically, this is the one that this is the funnel right here. I still need to change a whole bunch of things. I'm gonna fine tune the funnel later on, but just to give you an idea. Then I'll deal with the colors and the design and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Basically,
look at you, John. Great work.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, this is awesome. Just looking at the layout, looking at the design, looking at your headlines and what you're saying in them, how they're standing out. So good, John.
Yeah, this is going to be a good funnel because I have a great product here. So basically, down here, I want to do something like this. I want to do something like this right here at the bottom of the funnel. Okay, exactly like this, maybe changing the colors. I already know how to do it. I just wanted to give you an idea. I'm going to work on that today. So at the end of the funnel, I'm going to get the way to people to subscribe.
Yes.
Now, the other thing is, here's the funnel. So my question is, I have, when they join the funnel, they're going to pay $49.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to have access to a product. So what I did, I built a product over here, which now I realize that it's not the right thing. I built a product inside called Hindo Business Coach. Okay, let's see, products right here.
Mm-hmm.
What product? So the funnel, once you pay the $49, this is the product right now that I built. But this is only one part of the service that they're gonna get. They're gonna get 52 weeks of Hindo business sessions. They're gonna get 100 ways to market your services, to pick up customers. They're gonna get a whole bunch of stuff. So the idea is to instead of doing different products, it's just to create one product and then do sub products, right?
Yes, you could, but from what you're saying, I think when they buy this one product, you have multiple things you're going to share with them, and they're all digital assets. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, John, click into that product for me, please. And we're going to scroll down a little bit. Hey, that's a really long description. When you see that on your order form, John, your product description, that's probably going to be way too big. It's probably going to make your order form look weird. Your funnel articulates all of that information. You want a simple, concise description.
I just wrote it down to remember myself.
Cool. That's perfect then. Hey, right here.
So basically,
purchase.
product. Go ahead.
Go down a little bit more to purchase actions. A little more right there. Purchase actions. These are things you can tie to this one product. So like you have a bunch of digital assets. You could upload each thing, the ebook, the 100 prompts or whatever that was. You could upload them as digital assets to your ClickFunnels account. And then you can have all of those assets tied to this product. So when they purchase, whoop, they receive all those assets. You could also, John, put all of those assets in a course. Like maybe, for instance, your 100 prompts, maybe you also want to give a video that goes along with that, a training on how they use that tool, that resource.
Let me give
Go
you an
ahead.
idea. I'm going to have 52 YouTube videos. I'm going to do live coaching, and it's going to be once a week. So I'm going to have 52 of them YouTube videos. And then I should put that as digital access here.
Well, and you're saying you want them to have those recordings available to them?
Yes.
Yes. John, it sounds like you need to make a course.
Yeah.
You need go ahead, please.
Well, here's the thing. I'm doing all this, and I'm charging people $49 a month while I'm building the course. Whenever the course is built, then I'm gonna charge for the course. You see, I'm using the 49 subscription, so people join, because if I tell you pay $49 a month, you're gonna get every month. I'm gonna do a coaching with you, mindset coaching, and I'm gonna give you one marketing strategy, and then you're gonna join. So you get one every month, or once every week, and then at the end of 3 or 4 or 6 months, whenever I have it all together, I'm gonna create a course about it. But in the meantime, I'm making money on a monthly basis.
Yes.
So the idea is this is what they're gonna get. They wanna get a weekly live coaching about mindset. They're gonna get a weekly one strategy how to do marketing.
Yep.
They're gonna get a weekly manuscript, because this is for coaches and consultants to pick up more customers every month. But besides the tactics, you gotta have the mindset to pick up the customers. So all this is about mindset reprogramming plus tactics.
Yep.
So I'm planning to, I don't know if I do create a course completely and put different modules. Module 1, the YouTube mindset. Module 2, the manuscripts. Module 3, the marketing strategies. Module 4, something else. I think that's, and then at the end of the day, I'm going to have a full course that I can sell on the side, whoever doesn't pay for the $49. Is that a good idea?
Yes, that is. That's selling your sawdust. That's repurposing something you've already created and turning it into another revenue generating product. That's a great idea, John. You should make a course. And you can have, it can just be a couple modules. So let's say module 1 is introduction, right? That's what all module 1s are. It's an introduction to the course, an introduction to your mindset, how you think, also an introduction to their mindset and how you want them to start thinking. Module 1 lays the foundation. Module 2, that might be like assets and resources, right? Well, here's what you should really do. Module 1 is foundation, and then module 2 can be trainings and assets, and then create each lesson. So week 1 is lesson 1 in module 2, and just label it as week 1. You can put the video that you did right in there. You can put the manuscript right in that lesson. You can put any other links or assets that you need to have right in that one lesson. Then in module 2, week 2 is lesson 2. That video goes in that lesson. Those assets go in that lesson, and boom. Now you're going live every week. People access all the lives and all the assets and training just going to the course itself.
Right. Okay. That's what I was thinking. So basically, it's gonna be a 52 weeks, because every week I'm gonna put different stuff on a weekly basis. So I can do like 52 modules.
I would not do 52 modules. I would just do one module, and each week is its own lesson. And the big reason why 52 modules seems brutal to market. right?
Okay.
52 modules seems like work. Me as a consumer, I hear 52 modules and for $47 a month, no way. All I'm saying in my mind is busy work. I don't have time for that. But if you say there's only 4 modules.
4 modules, and then every module can have 10, 20, 30 lessons.
There it is. And you don't even have to tell them that. You just say it's a 4-module course. That does not sound like work. That sounds tangible. That sounds like I can do it. I can get to the end of the line with that. That seems very reasonable.
Because the key here, people is going to buy because they want, once a week, they want me to go online, live, and they do a mindset programming. Actually, I'll show you this because this is, and I'm doing this brick and mortar. People come to my office. Check this out. Check
Oh,
this
that should be an upsell, John. That should be an upsell. They can just buy the course or they can get the $47 program and they can watch you virtually each week. But you should have a done for you upsell where they can come into the office and you can work with them for an entire day. Or maybe they come in 4 times in a month and you're going to work with them to implement and you literally get hands-on with them. That should be an upsell.
Yes. So here you go. This is 52 weeks, and I have a name for everything. Your new identity, imposter syndrome, high-paying clients, release money fears, sell memory for receiving. There's 52, which is once a week, that I'm gonna put in one module. And then
each week should be its own lesson. That if you do modules, that would be 52 modules. That's going to be overbearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. 52 lessons.
Bingo.
Gotcha. And then I'm gonna have 100 different marketing strategies, which by the way, one of them is sign for OFA.
Of course.
So the marketing hypnotic marketing strategy is gonna have 100 different lessons. You pick out which one you want. I got you. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna work on that, and then and the last question is. Going back to the funnel.
Yes, hold on. Stay right here, John. I just want to show you how this works.
Okay.
In your purchase actions, you have course access. Just hit that plus button for me on course access. Yep. Cancel that because you changed your description. So let's just go save really quick. Yep, go to the very top, update the product. Yep. Top right, update, bingo. Okay, now we're updated. Go back down to your course access in the purchase options. A little more, bingo, there it is. Click that plus on course access, bingo. Now on the right, you can see all your courses. Do me a favor, John, just go to that first real estate one and click the little up arrow to the right of it. Yes.
There you go.
Now that expands all of your modules, right? So you can choose, if you click the X, let me use my fancy drawing tool. If you click this, it'll highlight all of your modules and they'll get access to every module. So when you make the right course, that's what you're going to do. Hit that big box in the top left of it so it gives them access, yes, to everything. All you have to do now is go create the course. As you add to it, people get added right into it and boom, they have all their assets right there. So simple.
Okay. So I'm going to create a course with 4 modules and every module is going to have X amount of lessons.
There we go. Lovely.
So the last question is about, let me go back to the funnel here. Let me go back to the funnel. I only need the first page, which is this one. And then I need the thank you sign in button. That's all I need, right?
Yes, 100%. But I would throw in the upsell right when you got them, right?
Let me do something here. I got people waiting online to sign up for the $49. Once I have this up and running, I'm gonna write down the upsell right away.
Cool. We can definitely do that.
I don't want to have too much food on the plate because then you know what happens when you have too much food on the plate? You kind of analysis paralysis.
Yes, indecision prison, 100%.
Yeah, so I already have the upsell up here, but I want to have the first sign up first, and then boom, the upsell right away.
Cool. We just need to add one thing to that thank you page. Let's enter the editor for that.
Right here.
And then you're absolutely right, John. When you're ready to add that upsell, go ahead and add it. I love this. Make sales, get out of our own way. Don't live in analysis paralysis. I love everything you're saying.
Yeah.
You can then send an email to your people. Like what you should really do, scroll me up just a little bit. Your order form, the first step in the funnel, that should right now have when you launch, that should have a workflow attached to it. I see there is not one. You can see if you put your mouse on, you can see the lightning bolt on the right-hand side. Correct. That's where a workflow would be enabled. John, what you should really do is set up your workflow and tag the people that initially come through and purchase without an upsell in place.
Right.
Now you have them tagged, and now I can send them a broadcast email and say, hey, I just added an amazing offer, and I want to make sure you get first shot at it. When you add the upsell, then you just go into the workflow and just change the tag so you can tell the difference between the two customers. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Banging. Awesome, John. Now
right,
let's scroll down. Let's enter the editor for your thank you page.
Right
Bingo.
here.
Thank you pages come after opt-ins. A thank you page is like exactly what we're seeing right here. A very simple thank you page that thanks them for taking the action. But when we're making sales, we need order confirmation pages. Vastly different because it shows a receipt of what they have purchased. And we can change this up really quick. ClickFunnels is awesome now. It's much different than Classic, John. So go to your thank you for signing up, put your mouse on that, and then click Add Element just below. Little orange button at the bottom. Yes, sir. Now on the right-hand side, we're looking for our confirmation, and you can actually just type confirm.
Confirmation. There you go.
There it is. It's in our checkout. Yes, sir. Bingo. Just like that, you transformed your thank you page. Oops, we added 2. Let's just delete 1. Beautiful. Yep. Perfect. Lovely. Let's take a look. Thank you for signing up. You're going to change this text, of course. You're going to make it say what you want it to say. But most importantly, it has a confirmation showing them what they purchased, giving that digital receipt. And then you can link your buttons to, oh, that's just your button action is not set. And that's fine. Who cares? You're going to set that later. Now the bare bones are here, John. Just dress this up. Make sure your button goes to the course URL when you create it. Beautiful.
Okay, so as per your advice a few days ago, I'm doing this page, single page, only to start subscribing people. I'm not getting any leads. After I get this done, I'm going to do a funnel to pick up leads and then send them from the leads. Once they sign up, I'll give them something for free. Once they sign up, they're going to go to the $49 a month. If they don't like it, boom, I still have the email so I can retarget and send the $49 a month plus the upsell. So there's 2 things that I got to do. This one and the lead, because right now I don't have any leads. So, but at least I have people to sign up right now, and then I'll do the other one to pick up leads. Is that a good idea?
That is the idea, John. Again, let's sell our sawdust. Take maybe, after the first 3 weeks, you'll have a lot of foundational lessons because that's just how you're teaching, right? It's the logic of teaching. For the people that are with you live, you first pour their foundation, then we can build upon that. So your first 3 to 4 weeks are going to be a lot of foundational, a lot of mindset, a lot of positioning stuff. And then you could take those things and you could give them away for free. Right? We could, there's 2 options on this one, John. We could take the trainings from our existing course and make them into their own mini micro course. And that's your lead magnet, right?
Yes.
You get people to opt in, they opt in, and that's a mini course. Or what we can do, John, is we can make a specific module in our paid lesson. So like maybe module 1 is foundations and maybe module 2 is the basis of marketing, right? Whatever you want to call it. But if you make the modules correctly, what we can do is we can give away modules 1 and 2 for free. modules 1 and 2 of our paid course. We can give those away for free as a lead magnet. Then you're going to have module 3 and 4 or 3, 4, and 5 with all the rest of your trainings in it. This is a great way to get them into your course, right? To remove friction from the buying process. They're in the course. They can access modules 1 and 2 and take the trainings, but then you leave them wanting more, right? You just gave them a taste of what there is, and they can go buy at any time and upsell right to that paid course. It's a nice way to tease them, a little try before you buy, and you're dangling the carrot. The carrot's always in front of them. They can always see that there's more modules, more lessons, more amazing things to learn from John. Does that all make sense?
Makes sense. 100% makes sense.
Great.
Right now I'm teaching on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I'm teaching a class. I have a total of 10 people.
Yep.
In the office, 10 people in the office. These people pay for the class $2,000.
Nice.
They're gonna finish. And now everyone tell me, John, do you have any subscribers? Do you have anything that we can keep talking to you? Do you have any subscribing membership or something? I say, not yet, but I'm gonna have one next week. You know, so I think it's gonna be a good thing, because at the end of the day, you know what, you want to have some type of subscribing membership that you go to bed and people are still making money, paying, and then you can upsell right away. You know, you can upsell.
Yes, 100%, John. You're right on the money.
Okay, thank you, Dante. Appreciate that. Have a great weekend. Happy birthday.
Thank you, man.
Have a couple tequilas tonight on me. And bourbon. You gotta have bourbon. You got a bourbon guy around here.
No, I'm a reposado guy now, man.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So have a good fishing weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.
Cool. Thank you so much, John. Great work.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Pamela, I saw that hand shoot up. Let's get you rocking and rolling.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I have a question regarding connections from ClickFunnels to website.
Cool.
So this is very interesting because I have the full-blown website, just learning how to do the ClickFunnels, have established the one ClickFunnel for the membership, but then I also have my signature program. So I guess my first question is, what is the best way to transition or connect the ClickFunnels and tie it into my website? Because I have a landing page already for the membership. Okay, talking specifically about the membership. We've just completed the ClickFunnels for the membership. And so I'm going to run it, but I was going to run it independently. But I'm thinking, okay, how can I really tie it back into the website, or do I even need to do that?
Do you know what your website is converting at for that signature program?
It's not. It's just, it's pretty. It's looking, well, let me say the membership. Are you saying the membership or the signature program?
No, the signature program that's on your website. Do you know how that is converting?
No, it's really not. I'm having to get out here and market. I've been running ads. And then since I've been in the program here, I have been able to get a client based on the trainings that have gone forth and me changing my webinars to the perfect webinar.
Nice.
Yes.
So good. So this one's pretty simple. Are you saying that your website is set up to deliver your signature program?
So it's now housed. That's where it's housed. The membership is housed in there. So, it's all the systems are in place. So when people purchase on the website, they'll, automatically be connected to the portal. And that's where we run the program. And then I offer weekly training like you do here on Monday nights.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. Let me check. There's two options here, Pamela. We have Zapier or we have an API. It is honestly, it comes down to being that simple. So, oh, come on, let me in. I think this. Let me see. Yes. Okay. How would I even? Where is your website hosted?
It's on Wix.
Right. Okay, great. Let me just share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at here. And let me spotlight. Okay, great. So I'm just over here in Zapier.
Okay.
Do you know what Zapier is?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, beautiful. For anybody who doesn't know what Zapier is, we have two softwares, ClickFunnels and my Wix website. Think of these like two islands completely surrounded by water. When I make a sale in ClickFunnels, I need that person to go to the Wix island. Zapier is the bridge that can connect the two. So for you, you have Wix. And Wix is connected in Zapier. So all you do is make a Zap that connects your ClickFunnels account to your website in Wix. Anytime you make a sale in your ClickFunnels account, whoop, it sends it right over to Wix, creates the contact, puts them in your portal, and now you're fulfilling and delivering. That's what I would tell you to do right away, Pamela. I'd say because your website is not converting, I would not tell you to push people to your website. I would tell you to rebuild the sales funnel that sells your signature program. And then use Zapier. You just use your website as is, just to fulfill, not to make sales. You have the portal set up, you have all of that. Does that make sense?
Okay, you said not to fulfill. Use the ClickFunnels to not fulfill because the website is fulfilling, right?
That's right, exactly. So if I can use Zapier and if I can use the funnel to sell and get better conversions and run ads to that I can be reliable with, that's what I would do. I would send them to a funnel, make the sale there, hit them with your upsells as well, and then use Zapier. Connect ClickFunnels and Wix, make your sales in ClickFunnels, pass them over to the website. The website fulfills.
Okay, got it, got it. So the first challenge I have, or the first task or project would be the membership, because that's the ClickFunnels that you help me to create. So I'm taking Zapier and connecting the membership, the one that we just created, to my Wix.
I think we're talking two things. Is the membership part of the signature program?
No, it's not. No, it's
Okay.
two separate products, right? So that, and I started the conversation, my apologies, I didn't mean to confuse you. So I have the two products, the signature program, which is at 5650,
Nice.
and then the membership, which is at 47 a month. And so what I chose to do is build out the ClickFunnels first for the membership. That's what we just built. And so now I'm just trying to figure out, okay, how do I connect these dots? Because now I just want to move on over and begin building out a funnel for my signature program next. But, I'm just trying to get this one done first, I guess, if that makes sense.
It's really funny. You're there. You're perfect. So you build your membership, and that's going to be what? Just a community and a course?
So it's already there. I mean, we already have,
Oh.
matter of fact, that's why I had to leave and come back, because every Friday I do a power hour with my members, and
Yeah.
it's in, what do we house it in? Oh, in Mighty Networks is actually where we have the membership.
Oops. There it is. Just Zapier yourself through the whole thing, Pamela.
Wow.
You already have it. Just use funnels on the front end.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Now
So then,
you can rebuild these things in ClickFunnels as you go, right? And then you can get rid of, your P&L is going to look a lot better because you don't have to pay for Mighty Networks. You don't have to pay for website hosting and all that. But right now, you're geared up. You've already got it set up in your website to fulfill. I'm a huge fan of the path to cash. How can I start making sales now immediately without having to take a bunch of work, without having to rebuild, redesign, redo the thing?
right.
You already have those things set up. You can zap into anything, whether they buy your membership and they go to Mighty Networks, or they buy your signature and they go to Wix. You have Zapier set up for everything. Now your funnels are just making sales.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that hugely.
Good. You're more than welcome, Pamela.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions before I let you go?
That is it. That's it. I know I do have some, but you have just been so tremendous. I just so appreciate you.
You are more than welcome, Pamela. I'm blessed to be here with you guys.
Yes, we're blessed to have you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. All right, gang. So it is 1:30. For some of you who are in a 2 p.m. cohort, You guys are going to have a session coming up in 30 minutes. And you know what? This was a real blast. I enjoyed this today. So if anybody else wants to come to 2 o'clock, come hang out. Let's talk marketing. Let's talk business. Let's keep this train moving and grooving. Momentum builds, baby. This was fantastic. I know some of you, this is going to be the last time I see you, at least for a couple of weeks while you go and do your own thing. So proud of you. Congratulations. You know, small hinges swing big doors. And that's very true. That's very factual. For all of you who are graduating today and going to be entering the open market and taking things into your own hands, I hope you are as proud of yourself as I am of you. You have no idea how many people sign up for this challenge and never show up to trainings. Of those people, you have no idea how many show up to trainings but stop halfway through. You have no idea the drop-off that happens in a challenge like this, where we're really giving you everything you need. I know it's a lot. It might have been burdensome for you at some times because you have families or college professors. You have lives that you live along the way. So I know you've been through a struggle in some way, shape, or form as you've gone through this 30 days with us, and you did the thing. You stuck through to the end, and most of you showed up to every single coaching session. I couldn't ask for anything else. Take that same attitude, that same determination, take that to the marketplace. Practice the same things you've practiced here every single day for 30 days. Go do volume. Go spend your entire day being a CEO. Let's learn some lessons, have some wins, have some failures, and we'll get back together when it works out for you. We'll attack those, and we keep leveling up together every single day till we hit the 2 Comma Club award. Love you guys. Really proud of all of you. It's been an amazing journey. For everybody else, I will see you today at 2 o'clock, but have an amazing rest of your day. And before I let you go, make sure to take some time this weekend and pour back into yourself. I know most of you have heard me harp on this many, many times. There's a reason that I'm doing it. You cannot be the leader that you need to be if your cup is running on empty. You have to fill your cup back up to be the best version of yourself. So take some time this weekend and do something that's important to you. Do something that fills your person back up so you can hit the next week rocking and rolling. Like I always say, I don't care what fills you up. Go fishing, go hunting, go hiking, go enter a demolition derby. I could care less what thing fulfills you and fills you up, but do it. Be intentional with it. Take some time to make sure that you do that thing. Intentionality with our time is just as important on the weekends as it is from Monday to Friday. So you guys rock. I'm going to see a lot of you again really soon, and I cannot wait for that to hear all about your successes. And for everybody else too, just remember I'm a person on Facebook. I'm just a normal dude. You can always get in touch with me. You can always reach out. I don't want anybody to feel like you don't have a team behind you, because you absolutely do. It's a pleasure of my life to be here with you every single day. Super proud of you. Have an amazing weekend. Pour back into yourself. And for those returning, we're going to hit the ground running Monday, same as usual. Have an amazing rest of your day, gang. We'll catch you.